We carry a wide range of all-natural sports nutrition and health supplements, plus gluten-free and organic foods, all from quality brands, including Solaray, Cal, Bob's Red Mill, Nature's Way, Source Naturals, and Designer Way. Fresh Vitamins has 2 convenient locations. We're at number 7, Great George Street, Roseau, and we're in Portsmouth, inside IGA Whitchurch Supermarket. Join our discount club and save up to 20% every day on your purchases. Like us on Facebook to stay informed about our products and specials. Come into Fresh Vitamins today and get healthy.
Fête Isidore. The Prowling Disco Imperative will be invading on Pentecost Monday for Fête Isidore from 6 p.m. till, featuring the dynamic Dr. Miguel Labadie and the legendary Prince Wadex. Featuring the most ball-sending and hypnotic mixes ever to slam, Imperative Rare. Tout se chami la plasta kay rempli, Prowling kay vibre, Prowling kay croise. Danser avec Dr. Labadie avec Prince Wadex pour Isidore. Pentecost Monday Prowling Disco kay croise.
Hi, this is Courtney Pine inviting you to join me and my saxophone at Dominica's Jazz and Creole on Sunday, June the 4th, 2017 from 2 p.m. at Fort Shirley, Cabreets National Park. See you there.
It's Dominica's Jazz and Creole, May 28th to June 4th, 2017. Main stage tickets are now available. $75 adults, children 13 to 17, $25, 12 and under, free entry. Pick yours up at Bullseye Pharmacies, Roseau and Portsmouth, Phone Shop Portsmouth, the Champs and Tulip Outdoor Bar and Grill, Picard, Deepex Color Lab and the Dominica Festivals Committee Office, Roseau. As customary, coolers and baskets come with a price, and there are absolutely no bottles allowed. Visit DominicaFestivals.com for more information. Jazz it up at Dominica's Jazz and Creole Festival. Get your tickets today.
This is Friday, of course, and I know you're locked in. My friends from the Dominica Brewery, they're here. Want to talk about all the activities for the weekend there. But before we talk to the Dominica Brewery today, some people are very eager to hear an interview I had this morning with the great Billy Doctorow. In response to comments from former president of the Dominica Olympic Committee, Mr. Felix Wilson. So here we go, and then we'll come back to talk to the Dominica Brewery after this.
I don't want to directly respond to that garbage. I just find that I have to put it in proper perspective and put it in a dustbin where it deserves. I can't believe that somebody like Mr. Wilson could stoop that low, and just trying to accept the fact that he lost at an election in a sporting organization. I don't believe anybody else would react in that kind of way. Some persons called me last night and told me, Billy, there is much more that we don't know about and why Mr. Wilson is reacting that way. But as I said, I don't want to respond that garbage. I just want to say that when Mr. Wilson reflects on what he has done, what he has said, his behavior, his erratic behavior, then he, as I said, he will crawl out of the gutter with that he's in. I've never lived in the gutter. I've never functioned in the gutter, and I don't intend to do that now.
Politics, Billy? Politics?
Was
there any politics in that election?
Well, he would have to say he spoke about it. You spoke about it. I said I want to respond to that. If he says that there's politics, let him tell you where the politics came from. I'm not aware of it. I don't want to respond to that garbage. I find for a big man supposed to be educated, going down that road is just a waste of time. I don't want to directly respond to Mr. Wilson's outburst. I think that if you ask the general public and people from internationally, regionally, internationally, they will tell you that he's making a mockery of himself, making a fool of himself, and I don't want to respond to that garbage. It doesn't make sense. Mr. Wilson was leading the DOC for a number of years. The DOC was always involved in controversy and scandal. I don't want to bring, as a leader now, I don't want to bring this association under my stewardship in the same direction that it was under him. So I want to.
But do you have any personal issues
put all my energies into things positive.
I just want to ask you: is there anything personal between you and Mr. Wilson going on?
I've never known that Mr. Wilson. We supposed to be friends. He and I, we went to school together from first form to fifth form. We shared things. We just recently when he came from Curacao, when he came from Curacao, he told me that a friend of mine who lives in Curacao told him, that he to tell me hello. He passed on the message. I just thank you, that guy, a good friend of mine. I've never known, so I can understand why the outburst. I've never had any difficulty with Mr. Wilson. As a matter of fact, I'm not aware of having difficulty with anybody in this world because that's not my style of operating. So I don't know why he gets on a race.
So you were very surprised to hear that outburst, Billy?
There's something personal. I'm not aware. Possibly he might have something personal with me, but I'm not aware of that at all.
So you were very surprised at that outburst, huh?
Oh, very, very, very much surprised. I'm not only surprised, very disappointed that he could have. I'm not disappointed in terms of what he said per se, but that he could have taken that road, that avenue, to express his disappointment. But I think that he's just basically disappointed that he lost because it seems as if he is part of the furniture, the permanent furniture of the DOC. Somebody mentioned to me. It wasn't DOC, the WOC, which was in the committee. But honestly, I don't want to respond to all that. I just find that it's just real rubbish. And
you seem a little disappointed.
I only came in last night. We have to get to the office now. I have a lot of things I have to attend to urgently because, as I told you, there are lots of things that we have to correct, lots of things that we have to do differently. And I want to thank my executive for being so active in my absence, and it shows that I'll be contacting them regularly. It shows that they have the passion to function, even though when I'm not physically present. And so I have responsibility. I have business to attend to. Because I don't want to be lagging off and making things and just float around. We want to get things. We want to be decisive, and we want to ensure that at the end of the day, the sportsmen and women benefit from whatever that we do. Every decision that we take is to ensure that they benefit. They are the ones that have to benefit, not us. As I said in my victory speech when I won, that if any one of our members is on the executive to enrich themselves, now is the time for them to jump off, because we are going there to ensure that the sportsmen and of Dominica benefit, not we ourselves.
As far as you're concerned, I'm
emphasis and my energy is on.
I'm gonna leave you now, but let me just say, as far as you're concerned, Billy Doctorow, the recent election of the DOC was fair game.
Well, you can ask Mr. LaRock, the chief election officer. He conducted the election. So when Mr. Wilson, he also says that the election, there were irregularities. I think Mr. LaRock should probably question him on that. What were the irregularities at that meeting? So I'm not aware of anyone. But if he can, if he makes those accusations, he has to justify them. He has to give you evidence of what were the irregularities. So I wasn't aware of that. I thought no one ever mentioned anything about that previously. So I'm really disappointed that Mr. Wilson decided to go down that road, but I said I do not want to respond to him directly. When he decides to crawl out of the gutters, then I will decide to have a professional discussion with him. Until then, I think that he needs to stay by himself. He needs to stay there and try and recuperate.
All right, thank you very, very, very much. All right, a conversation I had with Mr. Billy Doctorow, who is the new president of the DOC. He said, as you heard him, just in a nutshell, saying it's no longer the WOC, Wilson Olympic Committee, is now the Dominica Olympic Committee. I suspect this conversation will not end right now. We're going to continue. Of course, I will stop with the Dominica Brewery. When we come back later, we'll be talking to Mr. Joshua Francis. He is going to speak directly to the polls. What is his reaction to the polls, giving the Labour Party a win if elections were to be called today? Joshua Francis will speak to us directly about his own thoughts. We're going to come back after this.
Scott St. Gallion Village Council in collaboration with the St. Max Development Committee present Oldie Goldie Jam Session. Last time was great, this time will be sensational. It's a Father's Day warm-up session. Gasha Kukai Show. Featuring Mr. Mix the Mix Master General, DJ Sawasap, DJ Kess and Prince Maddox and more. The grown and sexy versus the young and saucy. Come and enjoy a night to remember. The appropriate occasion catered for your emotions. Music to suit your taste and cause you to wind your waist. Saturday, June 3rd at the Scouts Primary School. Music starts from 8 p.m. Interest fee $10. Saki Pani Viam Vini Sukwezo. Vini Danse Vini Popiezo.
Don't pay them no mind, it's children play.
Oldie Goldie Jam Session, Kasha Kukai Pwidi Famous Yemena. Sponsors include Kubuli Cheme South Florida, Monica Lama and Pirates Limited. Scott Primary School, 7th June, Sakai Mala.
The sweet sounds of jazz and Creole, Dominica is calling. Unwind and chill May 28th to June 3rd at the Evergreen, Anchorage and Fortune Hotels, Urban Garden Cafe, Hotel de Champs, Atlantic View and Riverstone Bar and Grill. Then on to Fort Shirley on June 4th for a day of true Nature Island vibes. Presented by the Government of Dominica with headline partner Discover Dominica Authority. Visit dominicafestivals.com for more information. May 28th through June 4th, 2017. Dominica's Jazz and Creole, a smooth island vibe. Dominica's Jazz and Creole Festival is presented by the Government of Dominica, headline partner Discover Dominica Authority, and gold partner Digicel, along with support from Liat, Fine Foods Group of Companies, Rainbow Rentals, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, Dowasco, Stuco Construction, Dominica Brewery and Beverages Limited, Tech Heads, Deepex Color Lab, Arden Sounds, R&R Multimedia, DBS Radio, Kyrie FM, DA Vibes Radio, Q95, The Sun Newspaper, and Dominica News Online. Jazz it up at Dominica's Jazz and Creole Festival, May 28th to June 4th, 2017.
Yeah, you know this is Sizzla Collins and I'll be at the Newtown Savannah August 4th, Dominica. Promoted, banging. Music for the people. Yeah, Dominica more love. Them a wonder how we do this and grow it, get and go. We jump profits, but as relax again longer. Yeah, you don't know Sizzla at the Newtown Savannah August 4th, Dominica, be there.
Bring them in, I say, bring them in. Yes, the bottles are coming, and we are happy. Menu paka where the Guinness, the Shandy, and the Malta bottles. Pity free. Yes, continue mene se bouteille la bière one free, but where are the Guinness, the Shandy, and the Malta? Mem consi la bière, every 24 empty $6, and every full credit is $10. Will I oye? Under the potager, in the storeroom, under the cellar, under a step, in the drain, the grass, the highways, the byways. Find them with you, and bring them in. Bring the empty ones, and get your money.
Fed you. Let me fetch you.
Get
ready for the best water sports festival on the planet. Tyfest 2017, July 7th to 16 in Dominica. Kicking off with the annual happy hour, scuba diving, boat races, pool party night, kids treasure hunt, lionfish day, beach party, island-wide cleanup drive, whale watching, roast bakes at rum shop, and the return of the Xing Ping Ting. Tyfest 2017, July 7th to 16, presented by the Dominica Water Sports Association and Kupuli.
I haven't heard this song in a long, long time.
One way.
We're talking to the Dominica Brewery. The guy Elvis is in the house. He looks like he's going to have a busy weekend, and he will talk to you about that. Elvis, good afternoon to you. You look very angelic, very white. So what's going on? Are you an angel? Or? What's going on this weekend?
You don't, Matt. Quite a few one-hour cards for this weekend. Let me say good afternoon to all our listeners, and wherever you're listening to us right now, I want to say good afternoon. Welcome to our program, Kubuli Stop on Talk on the Block. Good afternoon to everyone, and yes, Matt, we have quite a few stuff. I just got a list of the news, a few, so,
not the kind of news that you want to get at this time.
Not the kind of news I want to get while I'm
all right.
I'm saying that. Nevertheless, yes, we have quite a few stuff happening this weekend. I just remind persons that every weekend you can go on down to the old school bar in La Plate for your reggae night, Kobe Hall for your Waters Friday in Lubia, Simon Club and Sports Bar, Massac, Lily's Hot Spot, Fonkole, the Candy Crush with Karaoke Fridays every Friday, in Picard, reggae night at the Hub with the Ultrasound Band. It's the Hub in Coliho, Ruby's Gas Station, Portsmouth, the Urban Garden Cafe every Friday from 4 to midnight. Your Kubuli free for 10. Miss Bell, Salad Bay, Green Light, Portsmouth, and of course Captain in Campbell. We have the One Pot Bar on Great George Street, on King George Street. That's on the Point Michel bus stop. Right there, the One Pot Bar where you can get your Kubuli free for 10. Check them out this Friday for your Kubuli free for 10 and all weekend long. The Manufacturers Association as well, of course, where you can pick up your Kubuli 6-pack and all your local products. What's happening today, Friday? Shakers Friday free up in Fonkole. That's Shakers Bar, Fonkole, Friday free up. Big domino competition on this afternoon. Stock Farm versus Fonkole. DJ D in the house. That's happening at Shakers Bar. Shakers Bar with Friday free up, Fonkole, right opposite Dominica Brewery warehouse in Fonkole. You can check them out there. Big domino activity on this afternoon. DJ D in the house. And so I have Davos free up Fridays on with DJ Flinterstick and the Kubuli ladies from 4 o'clock this afternoon. Ruby's wet party happening this evening in Wana, and we know there's a big bar hopping plan for Wana, for Isidore in Wana today, and Ruby's of course will be doing it, taking it the extra mile with this wet party in Wana. We also have Cafos in Wana where you can get your Kubuli free for 10 for this bar hopping for Wana Isidore. And we have Isidore in Sansove on this weekend as well. We have Brian's Bar, Samson's Bar, Ashel's Bar, all doing your Kubuli free for 10 this weekend in Sansove. And Sansove, of course, you know, Friday night, tonight, big domino activity at Ashel's Place. And tomorrow, Saturday, is the fish night with the first serenade in Sansove. On Sunday, back at Ashel's Place with big DJ Splash. And on Monday, the WCK will bring down the curtains on Isidore 2017 in Sansove. And of course, the official after party jam will take place at Marshall's Disco in Petit Soufriere. Grand Bay, yes, Grand Bay, it's on in Grand Bay as well. Look out for Country Garden from today. Country Garden, your Kubuli free for 10 weekend long. And Mr. Mix will be at the Country Garden Sunday and Monday. And of course, on Monday, during the course of the day, big domino competition on 7 teams will be in action at the Country Garden in Granby. Lally Granby, that's on block 44. Heritage Bar as well. And Granby, Lally Granby, you can get your Kubuli free for 10. Bems Bar, free for 10. So you can check them up there for free for 10. And big activity we know on Sunday. There's this big final warm-up taking place at Mortin. That's on, of course. Mortin this Sunday for Isidore in Granby. And we know big activities happening in Granby. We know Wana as well will be having Triple Key on Sunday. So it's big weekend on for Isidore in Saint-Sauveur, Wana and Granby this Saturday. Well, today we are also heading to KP's, the sports bar. KP's for your Kubuli free for 10 with DJ Lee, Selector Lee. Kubuli free for 10 at KP's, formerly known as Alejandro's. And tomorrow, the domino action Guinness knockout competition continues tomorrow. And the Rona Bar comes alive with 4 teams tomorrow. Saturday, big action. DJs in the house as well for this big domino competition at Rona. Guinness knockout competition and Sunday as well. So domino action Saturday and Sunday at Rona. KP's, yes, it's on at KP's. It's called Rock Your Jersey Party, happening at KP's tomorrow for the big football finals. The big football finals is on screen at KP's tomorrow, Saturday. But for DJ Epic and the Kubuli ladies, Rock Your Jersey Party. And of course, the biggest Jersey crew will receive some prizes. This is a Kubuli, so you can check us out for this one. Rock Your Jersey. Anyone, the teams that you're supporting, rock your jersey tomorrow, Saturday, and come on down and win prizes and surprises at KP's. The old school, yes, it's on. The oldie goldies happening at the Scottshead Primary School tomorrow, Saturday. Oldie goldies, yes, tomorrow, Saturday, Scottshead Primary School. And if you know of Oldie Goldies, of course, you know how it's done in the Scottshead and Soufriere area. So you can check them out tomorrow, Saturday, for this big one at the Scottshead Primary School. Sharon Blaise, Granby for Isidore. It's on from Saturday to Monday at Sharon Blaise shop. Your Kubuli free for 10. Heritage Bar as well continues on Saturday, Sunday into the weekend. And on Sunday, we all know what's happening on Sunday. Yes, all road leads to Cabritz, the national park. Cabritz National Park for Jazz and Creole. And of course, your Kubuli draft will be at the Jazz and Creole tomorrow, Saturday. So you can check us at the Jazz for your draft and all the other lovely products coming from Dominica Brewery and Beverages.
And of course, we spoke about that slightly this morning. A big game at the Windsor Park. I just wondered if my good friend was playing. He's one of the veterans now?
Yes, I am one of the veteran supporters.
Remind us what is going on at the Windsor Park Stadium.
It's going to be a historical event. It's going to be a legendary game. And DFA has just added value, more value, more excitement to the event. You know, I just get a call that the national team, the present national team is going to be on as well. So we're going to have the future, the present, and the past on display, plus women. So we're going to have a total package, all for $5.
What about the referees tomorrow?
The what race?
The referees.
The referee. Oh yes, Mr. Monroe, Mr. Brohim, and Mr.
The old Monroe that used to be at his peak at that time.
Oh, that is taking place. No light in the park there, and game have to go on because the time is not up. And so let's check him. We can't see the ball, and Monroe checking. Play on. Well, Mr. Monroe will be in the park. And Mr. Jones by the gate, you know, you have to.
Yes.
You're the pastor, we have to beg Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, go inside the man. Please, now, Mr. Jones. Please, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones will write it down. You know what I mean? And we're going to have.
At what price?
Only $5.
Only $5.
And all kids under 15 free of charge, because we want all the kids to witness this. You know, we want them to be present. All the academies, Pottersville, Newtown.
From 3 o'clock tomorrow.
We're going earlier. We're going from 2 because we have to slot in the national team.
Okay, all right.
We're going to have 4 games for only $5 and all the kids free. And so it's going to be.
That's a lot of football.
I'm telling you, plenty football for $5. We're going to brace the pack like we used to be back then. Because we want all the kids, all the mothers, the parents, the uncle, and then everybody inside the park, you know what I mean? To feel that atmosphere again.
It has been a long time, huh?
Yeah, man, when you watch game nowadays, you don't be fellas girlfriend ever come and watch the game now?
No.
When you watch this in the bench, fellas on the bench and the coach alone not there. Fellas playing and you watch around, nobody watching you, so no, you have no motivation, no enthusiasm to do like a ball shot, what you used to do.
Yes.
You just do like a match, you don't imagine where you see that, so you feel no way. But when you have that crowd there, you make a faux pas. You cut the hope from the back to your home, then your ears. What match you do then, boy? You understand? So that is the atmosphere we're gonna bring back. And tomorrow in that park when Coco Show and Sol can them take that stage on that old stomping ground, it's not gonna be easy, you know what I mean? You're gonna feel that vibe. When I go a ball pass close to the post, you woo!
Yes.
And you all the way by the bridge here, and that's to walk faster because you don't want to be small. You know what I mean? This is the vibe, you know what I mean? Similar, and all the characters are going to be there, you know what I mean? Everything is going to be in place. And it's been a long time waiting, and all the guys are ready. Judge Dangler, you know what I mean? Rambo, Shane Marshall, you know? Ronnie Gostack, all these guys, Earl White, all these guys, they calling me steady boy, Marky, yeah, you know, all yesterday, Michael George, all the guys, Peter Greenaway on the Savannah, and they loosening themselves, David Francis, you know, they're ready.
They're ready to go.
First time I see big man so excited and enthusiastic to play a game. So I'm feeling real good to be part of the organization, and big up to Dominica Breweries and Beverages for providing refreshment for the guys and giving us the, you know, the avenue to broadcast the vibes, you know. I really appreciate that.
All right, I want to say thank you, and of course, wish you all the best tomorrow. I think it's going to be a big game. Of course. I will be there for sure.
Yeah, man, make sure Majid come and witness, you know, his coach Alan Tousse will be there.
He will be there too?
For Alan Tousse, so make sure Majid come and witness that. To see Alan Tousse, he come and do like it on his Savannah yesterday. He made like a wheezy there.
Yes.
So make sure Majid come and witness that.
All right. We'll ensure that Ratchet gets here. But of course, today, what is the big gig tonight, Elvis? Just remind us before you go.
The big gig, of course, you know, there's big domino competition going on at Ashes Place in Good Hope. We also have tonight Davos with Free Up Friday, KP's. It's just a warm up to the big one happening tomorrow at KP's Rock Your Jersey, and Wana. We have the big wet party coming down in Wana as well at Ruby's. This is going to be a big one in Wana, the wet party, and in Grand Bay, you know, at Holiday's Place, and also at Country Garden. Bam's Place in Grand Bay will be on fire tonight. So quite a few stuff happening. We know Roselyn on the Pottersville Highway is on as well. So you can just check us out. You can check out the police headquarters as well for your Kubuli PC Cool all weekend long.
Thank you. We'll be talking to you next weekend. What is happening at Kento's?
Kento's Van Grill as well is on all weekend long. And check out Saturday, DJ Pirate and DJ Sabotage. Got a Pirate and DJ Sabotage.
DJ Sabotage.
Tomorrow, Saturday.
All right. Thank you very much. Next here, Chalk on the Block. Of course, Mr. Joshua Francis is sitting by waiting. We're going to have another frank discussion and talk on the block.
St. Galileo Village Council in collaboration with the St. Max Development Committee present Oldie Goldie Jam Session. Last time was great, this time will be sensational. It's a Father's Day warm-up session. Gashakukai Show. Featuring Mr. Mix, the Mix Master General, DJ Sawasap, DJ Kess and Prince Maddox and more. The grown and sexy versus the young and saucy. Come and enjoy a night to remember. The appropriate occasion catered for your emotions. Music to suit your taste and cause you to wind your waist. Saturday, June 3rd at the Scotland Primary School. Music starts from 8 p.m. Entrance fee $10. Saki Pani Viam Vini Sukwezo. Vini Danse Vini Popiazot. All the Goldie Jam Session. Kasha Kuka et puis du fait, messieurs, mesdames. Sponsors include Community Chairman South Florida, Monica Laman Parents Limited, Scott Said Primary School, 7 of 5, John Zakai Balat.
The sweet sounds of jazz and Creole, Dominica is calling. Unwind and chill May 28th to June 3rd at the Evergreen, Anchorage and Fortune Hotels, Urban Garden Cafe, Hotel de Champs, Atlantic View and Riverstone Bar and Grill. Then on to Fort Shirley on June 4th for a day of true Nature Island vibes. Presented by the Government of Dominica with headline partner Discover Dominica Authority. Visit dominicafestivals.com for more information. May 28th through June 4th, 2017. Dominica's Jazz and Creole, a smooth island vibe. Dominica's Jazz and Creole Festival is presented by the Government of Dominica, headline partner Discover Dominica Authority, and gold partner Digicel, along with support from Liat, Fine Foods Group of Companies, Rainbow Rentals, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, Dowasco, Stuco Construction, Dominica Brewery and Beverages Limited, Tech Heads, Deepex Color Lab, Arden Sounds, R&R Multimedia, DBS Radio, Kyrie FM, DA Vibes, Vibes Radio, Q95, The Sun Newspaper, and Dominica News Online. Jazz it up at Dominica's Jazz and Creole Festival, May 28th to June 4th, 2017.
.35 is the afternoon time. Talk on the block. Of course, we have with us the MP for the Roseau South constituency, Mr. Joshua Francis. He's never afraid to talk. He always makes himself available whenever the questions come up. We want to talk about the poll this afternoon, but before we do so, I want to ask you a few questions about your constituency. Of course, suffered a major blow 2 years ago, Hurricane Erica, tropical storm Erica, and people are still complaining that they're not, the government not taking care of their needs. What's the update there, Joshua Francis?
Hi, good afternoon to you, Matt. And
good afternoon
to your listeners.
Yes.
And always a special good afternoon to the people of the Roseau South constituency. In response to your question, Matt, the people of Paradise Valley have had a lot of concerns.
Right.
One of which is that during Tropical Storm Erica, the place was battered. And when I say the place, I'm referring to Paradise Valley. And some houses were compromised.
They lost lives.
And 2 lives were lost. The community suffered tremendous loss in terms of physical structure as well as life, as you said. In that respect, the expectation would have been that the government of Dominica would have
make this a priority
adequately as far as building a river wall, because Paradise Valley is susceptible to flooding, and it would appear once there's a major flood, the entire Paradise Valley becomes flooded with a lot of water. The part of the river actually passes in the area. Consequently, one would have thought that would be a priority for the Commonwealth, for the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, but that hasn't happened. So you understand the anxiety among the residents of Paradise Valley. Of course, those houses which were compromised, the families had to be displaced, and they have been seeking housing. They were hoping that they will be among the beneficiaries of the houses that have been given to a few Dominicans. That has not happened to date. So once again, I just want to place on public record that the people of Paradise Valley are asking for relief. We do not expect the wall to be constructed over the weekend, but nonetheless, we're hoping that the government of Dominica has placed construction of river walls as a priority in the interest of the people of Paradise Valley, the people of Bath Estate, and the people of Roseau by extension.
Let's also talk about the bridge to Emsall. There's a lot of discussion about that, and it just fell flat. What's going on?
Well, Matt, I've had discussions with the Minister of Communication and Works, as well as the Prime Minister of Dominica, about the construction of the Emsall / Bath Estate Bridge. And the discussions I had were very fruitful in that both ministers, including the Prime Minister, answered the question in the affirmative. The question was simple: A, whether the bridge was going to be reconstructed. And the answer was yes. A matter of fact, designs were already formulated at the time when I had the discussions. And it was a question of getting a contractor and putting things into motion as far as construction of that bridge is concerned. So I can only report that the government of Dominica has seen the need for the construction of that bridge, and we are positive and hopeful that...
Any timeline, Joshua Francis?
Well, at the time when I spoke with the Prime Minister, which is over a year ago as far as that bridge is concerned, it appeared to have been a priority.
All right.
But since then, we have not heard anything fundamental as far as the actual construction is concerned. But given that a year has elapsed, when the declaration was made...
So it's no longer a priority? Or?
I cannot say it is or it is not. What I'm saying is that at the time when I had a discussion with the Prime Minister, it was declared that it is or it was a priority. So I can only hope that it continues to be a priority, and within the next few months we can see the construction of the bridge, we can see construction of the river walls. Again, these are needs, and we're hoping that the government of Dominica will eventually meet the needs of the people.
Have the people been talking to you about these needs?
Well, yes, of course. The people of Bafa State, the people of Emzal have had concerns, Matt. The bridge plays a very important role. As we speak, there's only one road going to and from Emzal, and that road itself is vulnerable. The hurricane season is upon us, and God forbids that we have a situation where the road is cut off, because if that Emzal road is cut off, it means that the people will be isolated. We do not want that. And like several other areas in Dominica, which may be vulnerable to storms and disasters, we are hoping that the government of Dominica will construct that bridge for the facilitation of alternative movement to and fro Emzal.
All right. Any other priorities you're looking at this time?
Yes, Matt. The road network in the constituency is not the best. The area at Kingshill roads are very deplorable, and I have sought intervention from the Minister of Communication and Works to address that issue. Again, I am being positive, and I hope that not too long from now we'll get some work being done on the Kingshill Road, and not just a question of patching. We hope that the roads...
You sound a little optimistic about that.
Well, Matt, I have to be positive for the people, because at the end of the day, what we want is a better life for the people in the constituency. So we are asking for road rehabilitation in the Kingshill area. We have also requested road rehabilitation for the roads going up to Eggleston and Jodel. I want to announce that the Minister of Communication and Works is working on her promise, that is to deliver improvement on the road conditions. The last letter which I wrote to her in respect to the roads in the constituency was sometime in October of 2016, and she had responded in the positive that she was going to work on the roads. But my understanding that between November of 2016 and now, there was a shortage of asphalt among other road construction materials, and currently some of the things that were in shortage are now in possession of the government. Hence, some works are being done on the road, on the Eggleston Road. My understanding is that...
I haven't been in a few months, but what's the condition as we speak?
Well, the conditions are very bad, but as I said, some relief will come to the people of Eggleston, because currently some work is being done on the roads. We would have preferred that there would be a rehabilitation, but we understand that due to certain circumstances we cannot get what we desire, but we are hoping that after the patching, that the government will continue to work on road rehabilitation for the Jodel and Eggleston roads, because at the end of the day...
You think Eggleston Jodel needs a new road, so they need a patching?
They need a new road, Matt. A new road. I mean, again, I'm grateful that the patches are being taken care of, but at the end of the day, when you put a patch which lasts for 3 or 4 months, clearly it necessitates rehabilitation, because you do not want to be back on the road every 4 months. You want to put a road in a state that the next time you visit it is 5 years. So we are asking the government to make that a priority. After all, that particular section of the roads that is between Eggleston and Newtown has not been addressed for a significant number of years. And when I say addressed, in terms of drainage, in terms of permanent structures. So again, as a parliamentary representative, I'm asking that this area, the roads between Newtown, heading up to Eggleston, Jodel, on that side as well as the Castle Comfort side, that the government will eventually rehabilitate the roads.
Okay, I want to talk to you a little about Silver Lake. Anything happening there? I see some construction of some new houses. Anything happening there?
Yeah, well, at Silver Lake, as you know, there was a fire that resulted in displacement of families, and the government had promised the construction of a third apartment. Since that fire, that Boxing Day fire, we have had a completion of one apartment structure, and some families, I think as many as 6 families, have moved into that apartment. And the third apartment is currently under construction, hoping to be completed at the end of the month or sometime in July. And the families, the fire victims, hopefully will move into that apartment. So again, that is positive, but there is so much more to be done in the Silver Lake area. We were hoping that with the construction of the apartments would come a recreational facility for the young or youthful population in Silver Lake. Silver Lake has a very high population of children, and we were hoping that the vision would be to make a recreational facility part of the construction process. Again, that is visionary, because if you put in new apartments, you build in a new village, you want to do it in a manner where you do not just shelter the people, but you provide recreational facilities. And we were hoping that it would not have taken much to put up a simple structure where the young people could have table tennis, could have a netball court, something of that nature. Even a computer room, because again, we want to push education. We do not just want to build concrete structures for the people of Silver Lake. We want to empower the people. We want to give them the educational tools so that they too can become doctors and lawyers, among other professionals.
All right, let me speak, and I'm going to stick to Silver Lake area there. It always seems, and I'm going to say that Silver Lake gets a bad name, bad vibes. What are the challenges you think going on in Silver Lake here that needs to be addressed? I mean, you've spoken about recreational facilities. What are the other challenges you think that they face?
Well, Matt, there seems to be a positive correlation between income poverty and social problems. And regrettably, or unfortunately, the Silver Lake area is considered to be a low-income area, meaning that people are either not earning an income or their income is very low. With little monies come social problems. You find single-parent families, you find unemployed fathers, unemployed mothers, and therefore they have difficulty in meeting the financial needs of their family. Some of these families are also, the value system also impedes their ability to impact the importance of education among the children. So what we have is a high school dropout rate situation. We have a situation where some children don't seem to focus on their education as much as they should. We have a situation where parents are frustrated, they are stressed out, and therefore they're not focused. Now, obviously, if a man is unemployed and he does not have the means to put food on his table, though he may have shelter, he's going to be stressed out, he's going to be frustrated, and his ability to take care of himself and his children from a different point of view are going to be affected. So some of the constraints or problems in that area is sociological. And that is not just for the Silver Lake area, that is universal. Where you find income poverty, you tend to have more social problems, delinquency, deviance, a higher crime rate. But overall, the Silver Lake people are beautiful people, warm people, kind people. And if they were to be given more opportunities, they would do just as well as persons in higher income areas. I have absolutely no doubt if more scholarships were to be made available for the children of the Silver Lake area, with community support, they will do much better. And as a parliamentary representative, I advocate for more of these opportunities to be given to the young people. That is why when I go to Silver Lake, I identify the young persons who would have graduated. I ask, are you going to college? Do you wish to go to college? Those who are going to college, do you get assistance? Because the only way we can liberate the people is to give them that tool. As Nelson Mandela once said, the late Nelson Mandela, the greatest tool, the greatest weapon that a black man can have, or any person whatsoever, is the tool of education. So as a PAL rep, I would love to see more educational opportunities for the people of Silver Lake, more job opportunities. We welcome the construction of the apartments, but the people need work, because at the end of the day, you have the shelter, but you need to put food on the table. So we don't want to develop a spirit of dependency in the Silver Lake community. We want to see empowerment, we want to see growth, and I have no doubt that over time, the people will realize better things for themselves and their families.
All right, when we come back, I'll move to the areas of, I know this Castle Comfort as well, and Wall House, and Loubier. We'll talk about that when we come back, right after this.
This is Sizzla Collins and LB at the Newtown Savannah, August 4th, Dominica. Promoted, banging. Sure. Music for the people. Hey, Dominica, more love. Them a wonder how we do this and grow it, get and damn go. We jump profits, but as relax again, longer. Yeah, you don't know Sizzla at the Newtown Savannah, August 4th, Dominica, be there.
Bring them in, I say, bring them in. Yes, the bottles are coming, and we are happy. Menu paka where the Guinness, the Shandy, and the Malta bottles. Petit fee. Yes, continue mene se bouteille la bière one tree, but where are the Guinness, the Shandy, and the Malta? Mem consi la bière, every 24 empty $6, and every full credit is $10. Wilayoye, under the potager, in the storeroom, under the cellar, under a step, in the drain, the grass, the highways, the byways. Find them with you, and bring them in. Bring the empty ones, and get your money.
Get ready for the best water sports festival on the planet. TideFest 2017, July 7th to 16 in Dominica. Kicking off with the annual happy hour, scuba diving, boat races, pool party night, kids treasure hunt, lionfish day, beach party, island-wide cleanup drive, whale watching, roast bakes at rum shop, and the return of the Xing Ping Ting. TideFest 2017, July 7th to 16, presented by the Dominica Water Sports Association and Kupuli.
All right, we're back on. We're speaking with the MP for the Roseau South constituency, Mr. Joshua Francis. Mr. Joshua Francis, a minute ago we were talking about Silver Lake. Just around the bend, we have Bafa State. Any plans for that area?
Well, Matt, one of the things I would like to see for the Bafa State community is the construction of a basketball court. We have quite a number of talented young basketball players in that particular area. And unfortunately, they do not have a basketball court. They used to have a half court near the Bafa State playing field, and that has been deconstructed. I would like to see a basketball court constructed for the young people, again, in the interest of ventilation of positive energy. Young people need areas to send out their energy so that they can be positive. So I'm hoping that we get a basketball court. Even a half court would help. I have been working with a few young men in trying to get an estimate and to raise funds for the construction of at least a half court for the young people. We would also like to see an improvement in the drainage, because there are certain parts of Bafa State outside of Paradise Valley which are vulnerable to flooding. So we'd like to see an improvement in the drainage. The drainage system is very archaic. So we're hoping that the Ministry of Communication and Works, in fact, has that as a priority in terms of improving the drainage in Bafa State.
It appears that they've been listening to you in terms of their responses, but do you expect them on the ground?
Well, yes, Matt. I have to express gratitude to those who listen. I have been in communication with a number of ministers. As I mentioned, the Minister of Communication and Works, I think she has listened to me as far as meeting certain needs of the people. There's still a lot more to be done, but at least she has been respectful and professional, unlike other ministers such as the Minister of Sports, who have written on several occasions to address certain sporting facilities in the constituency. So, for example, in Loubier, we have had the request for lighting of the playing field, and I have sought the intervention of the Minister of Sports in providing answers as to when are we going to get that lighting, because it was only last year in the budget address that the Minister of Sports mentioned that 17 playing fields would be lit. We were hoping that the Loubier playing field would have been one of them, and to date nothing has happened.
Somebody's making a note here, and I sort of underlined the concern, the serious concern. How many letters? That's that question. How many letters has Joshua Francis written? Because at the last house, somebody's making that note, the Prime Minister said that the opposition doesn't write. Joshua's last letter to Communication and Works, according to this person, was written in October 2016. Take it from me, Joshua. Write a letter every week in your request. The radio is not the best channel to do so. Do you write letters often and make requests?
Yeah, we make requests and we're reasonable in our request. We do not expect the government to immediately respond to our needs. Of course, there are certain things which are priorities and we have to be very discreet. So I give sufficient time or adequate time for appropriate responses. I do not always get responses. I was making mention of a particular minister, the Minister of Sports, who I believe has been very unprofessional. And
you said unprofessional?
Yes, because she has not acknowledged any of my letters. Yet you would hear her speaking like she has care and love for the young people of Dominica. In my constituency, I believe that the Minister of Sports has been very political and not professional. Some players at the governance level, they are more political as opposed to be statesmen or women, and that is the experience I've had with her. I do not know whether other parliamentary opposition members have had a better experience, but I've not had a very good experience with her as far as she responding to my letters. But I'm not going to stop, because at the end of the day, that is my job, to give you representation to improve the lives of the people of the Roseau South constituency.
All right, let's because we have limited time, let's move to the Newtown proper area, Montego Bay, and then we can speak a little about Kingsale and Loubier.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, Matt, we have a universal problem, or a global problem as far as the constituency is concerned. And when I say global, I'm talking about a collective problem, meaning that a problem that reaches out throughout the entire breadth of the constituency. Jobs. My constituency has a very high youthful population, and the Newtown area is no exception. Bath Estate, Kingsale, Egliston, Jodel, a significant number of young people, and we have youth unemployment issues. Of course, the NEP program has absorbed some of these young people, but nonetheless, we still have a serious glut or surplus of young unemployed people. Some of these young people have stopped looking for work, so they are what we refer to as discouraged workers. They are capable of working, but because they have felt it's a hopeless task, they no longer look for work. So that is one of the issues I have. It is unfortunate when I walk through the constituency and meet these young people whose talents are being wasted. Now, imagine being 25 and you have never had a salary, you have never contributed to Social Security, and you get up to 30, then you may get a job, hoping that the United Workers' Party, Team Dominica, will be in power then and jobs will be created. Some of these young people will get a job. And what will happen? You'll work for another 30 years, which means that your contribution is going to be less. Social Security contribution is going to be less as opposed to somebody who worked for 40 or 50 years. So not only you're being affected right now, but your future expectations would be lesser than somebody who is already in the labor market working. So that is a serious concern, and I continue to echo the sentiments of the young people, because the young people really are the future of the nation. And if we cannot put a platform in place to improve their lives, then we're in serious trouble. And that's why some people are saying that the country is going for a rot, because we have some CBI monies going around. We are getting some public goods, improvement of bridges, etc. But we have to pay more attention to the core of our society, and really that's the young people. So in my constituency, I can only keep motivating and encouraging the young people to be positive, to hang in there, to be strong, to be patient. And of course, wherever they get the opportunity to work, take it, whether it's NEP, whether it's a temporary private job, whatever it is. Once it's something legal, once it's something to improve the standings in their pockets, to go ahead and get it done. So Newtown is a situation where I have been encouraging people to get involved in fishing, but again, they need the resources. So here comes a small business. Not too long ago, the Prime Minister was in Newtown area and he met with young people and he promised some monies. So the young people went around and got their invoices, hoping to get fishing facilities so they can get onto the sea and to make some money.
Somebody's asking me, is it true that trucks are on the road in the Egliston area?
That is correct. I mentioned that earlier on. I said currently some work is being done on the Eggleston Road, and I want to place on public record my gratitude to the Minister of Communication and Works. Of course, she's not doing us a favor, because as you know, government is responsible to meet the public needs, and that is just one of them. Construction and repair of roads is basic. That is very basic. So it's not a favor that is being done to the people of Eggleston and Jodel. This is something that has to be done. And I want the public to understand that some of the things that the government does and boast about it, there should nothing to be boast about. You know, a mother cannot feed her child and go around saying, hey, I'm feeding my child. It's expected of her to feed her child. And any government in power is responsible to take care of the citizens. And construction of roads is not anything. So when you find some ministers or the Dominican Labour Party on the platform, hey, we built a bridge, hey, we built a basketball court, hey, what's a big deal? All political parties in government would have done something like that. The Freedom Party did work, the United Workers Party did a lot of work, and now the Labour Party is in power doing certain things. But as I've said in the past, this party can in government could do so much more, because they have collected more revenue than any previous government. And that is by far.
All right, Dominica, we're changing the focus there in a little bit, but I want to allow, if you are a constituent and you want to ask a specific question, feel free to do so. Let's see if we can take a phone call there. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, Matt. Good afternoon.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I am listening to your program there right now.
Right.
And I am living at Eggleston.
Uh-huh.
Okay. No, I am hearing the parliamentary representatives saying that they are working on the road.
He didn't say, he said there were trucks. Yeah, signs of, and they're working as well?
They're working on the road. I just came from Eggleston and Jodel. I just came from meeting other people and having conversations with them as it relates to the roads, and trying to put a group together to have a meeting with a representative from the United Nations as far as agriculture is concerned.
Hello, sir. Go ahead.
No, what I am saying is the road in Eggleston is in a deplorable state. And the only work that is done in Eggleston Road is from the corner just below Charles to reach down in the junction in Newtown. Just a few holes they block with cement. And my brother, the road from there going up is atrocious. It is, I don't know what name to describe it.
Okay.
I am living up there. I am driving up there on that road every day, excepting sometimes on Saturday. And my brother, this road, I don't know what to describe it. I just don't know how to describe that road. They are doing nothing on the road for us.
All right, that's one person saying.
Yeah, but let me just tell the listener, probably he hasn't passed on the road sometime during the course of the day. So I urge him to take a walk or to drive on that road, and then he'll come across the persons working on the road. As a matter of fact, I spoke with an engineer from the Ministry of
maybe it means not enough is being done.
Well, I understand that, and I placed on record that we would prefer rehabilitation of the road. As a matter of fact, the engineer who I spoke with, I will not mention his name for professional reasons, but an engineer who is attached to the Ministry of Communication and Works said to me that they were planning to rehabilitate the road, but plans changed. But that plan has not gone out of the window. For now, they will do the patches, and he said to me they were going to do it from Eggleston to Newtown, and they were also going to work from Castle Comfort to Jodel. So the other end, they're also going to work on it. So I can only say what I saw with my own eyes and what I was told. So I'm just urging that caller to pay some attention. Take a walk down the road and he will notice that work is being done.
Let's try another phone call there. Caller, hello?
Yes, good afternoon, Matt.
Yes.
Earlier on I passed Comer from Eggleston, and I didn't see nobody working on the road, but what I saw a truck with handing over blocks, and I understand where I came from that it is they are giving blocks and whatever to people, even Jodel and Eggleston, because they pass around and ask people what they need. So, and then I will see the truck with blocks, and they stop Eggleston giving blocks. That is not on the road.
You're not aware of that, Joshua Francis truck giving blocks?
I'm not aware of that, but if that is happening, I cannot dispute that. I mean, of course.
You wouldn't be surprised?
I would not be surprised, but I do not know of that.
All right, thank you very much. Another phone call. Hello, 202. Yes?
Yes, good afternoon, Josh. How you doing, my brother?
I'm fine, thank you, and good afternoon to you.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the basketball court idea. You know, maybe we can utilize one of these coming times and see if we can maybe get a little radio fall off the ground to help make this happen. I like your idea of this independent movement instead of just waiting on the government. I think that is the way forward. So I just think that maybe we can look at this from a front and get people out there to support, the diaspora or whatever will contribute, and let's see if we can at least get some, I like this idea very much.
All right, just to tell you, Mr. Zed, that your message was delivered, okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you, brother.
Well, I appreciate the caller's willingness to assist, because my representation calls for a lot of volunteerism.
That doesn't happen too often anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a national security concern. Kudme or volunteerism has gone to the ground. And again, that is because of the rotten leadership in governance in Dominica. But I'm encouraging it in my constituency. I'm trying to bring people together. Of course, this country has been divided tremendously by the operators of the Dominica Labour Party. And in certain respects, of course, you can say all of us as politicians may have contributed to it. But Team Dominica United Workers Party believes in unity. And in my constituency, I try to bring people together. So I encourage people to come out. Of course, the government has to do, but certain things we can do on our own. I encourage that. So currently, as an example, the hurricane season has done the point. I'm encouraging the people to keep the drains clean, at least the drain next to your house. You do not need the government to come and clean the drain for you. Get out of your house, get a shovel and clean the drain. Clean the culvert next to you. Because we have to take responsibility for our community. And this thing of always calling on government to do everything, we need to stop it. We as a people, we as a nation, must help ourselves where it is possible. So I'm asking my constituents and Dominica by extension to do what you can do, because cleaning your drain can save a life. With the flooding situation, if your drains are blocked, your culverts are blocked, and your house becomes vulnerable, who knows what may happen. Of course, the major structural things you cannot do, but the little things you can do, I'm urging you to do it. So I'm asking people to keep their drains clean.
All right, let's see if we can take another phone call. Are you there, caller? No. All right. So I think it's a good way to segue into the next discuss that we need to have at this time. And a lot of the discussions that you're having, the suggestions that you're making and government may be making at this time, giving signs, Joshua Francis, and correct me if I'm wrong, many say, I heard that maybe an hour before I stepped into the studio again, that elections are around the corner. Do you believe that they are?
No, I don't.
You don't believe election is around?
No, I don't. I do not think
because?
I don't see the benefit for the Dominica Labour Party to call an election within the next couple of months. I just don't see the benefit. I don't. Of course, the Prime Minister has the constitutional power to call an election. Mm-hmm. And he may wake up tomorrow and declare that the election is in the next 90 days. He could say in the next 30 days, whatever it is. Of course, he has to dissolve Parliament and to take the necessary steps. He has that power. But...
Well, you've heard, you've seen a lot of material stuff being given off. It appears there's a lot of money floating around the constituencies. Is that not a sign?
Well, it's alleged that a lot of money is floating throughout the constituency, and if that is true, that could be because of several things. It may be part of the campaign process leading up to elections, whenever that is. Mm-hmm. Of course, the public must realize that the Dominica Labour Party has placed more emphasis on political machinations than development strategies for the country. And that is one of the saddest thing about the type of governance we have in Dominica, when a Prime Minister and his people focus more on staying in power than to developing the people, developing the country. Then we have that situation which we have right now. So I believe that the Dominica Labour Party-led government has been involved in the campaign process from day one. Of course,
so the campaign does not stop?
The campaign, it was always a campaign. I mean, when you look at the posturing of the Dominica Labour Party, when they're cutting ribbons or they're handing keys, like in my constituency as an example, you see the showmanship, the gamesmanship. You don't see the statesmanship. This is not a government that has put a strategy, an economic strategy in place to convince Dominicans that all will be well with our future generations. This is a government that has been very impulsive. For example, if the Prime Minister goes to Mount Prospect tonight and he has a meeting, something just tells him to give the village council $50,000. He says, hey, $50,000 for you. I mean, that is the type of leadership we have had. in this world, which is very competitive, when we in a small island developing state, the type of leadership we need to really elevate and upgrade the quality of life is one which has a long-term strategy, medium-term strategy, and a short-term strategy. But you do not hear that kind of discussion. What you have is a government that has played on the emotions of the people, play on the vulnerabilities of the people. I am saying to you that Team Dominica United Workers Party has a long-term strategy, a short-term strategy, and a medium-term strategy to develop the country, to realize economic growth, and to create an environment for the private sector to grow, to dispose more public goods. Because as I said earlier, a government is responsible to do basic things, such as to maintain law and order, to provide public goods such as building roads, etc. With this government, I don't see a bright future for Dominica. Of course, we are not the worst. Things could be worse off. There are certain islands within the region doing worse than Dominica. Economically, Barbados as an example. So by no means and measure, I am saying that we are the worst. But with the resources that Dominica has obtained over the past 17 years, we ought to have been further. It's a fact. It's not a speculation. It's a fact that currently we are the only OECS territory without an international airport. We have the lowest wage. We have one of the highest youth unemployment problem. Not in many countries where you find a 20 or 21-year-old not having his apartment. Really you find a 30-year-old still living with his parents. In Dominica, that's the name of the game. You find 30-year-old men still at their parents' home. It's not that they do not want to go and explore on their own, but they don't have the means. When you're 35 years, you don't have a salary. You cannot afford an apartment. You cannot drive a little car. I mean, that's the realities. That's the truth. In places like Barbados, Antigua, St. Lucia, you find more young people having the means. They have their own apartments. They have a little car. There are a lot of Dominicans who are working, they're working poor. For example, the middle class, which is sinking. The teachers, back then...
You really believe the middle class is sinking?
Yes, it is. In certain respects. It is happening silently. Again, if I, among other people, don't mention that, you won't see it. But the middle class in Dominica is sinking, is permeating to the ground. The reason being, the middle class, teachers, police officers, they live from hands to mouth. They don't have that power. How many people who are teachers and nurses you hear saying, hey, let me go to Guadeloupe over the weekend. Hey, let me, repair my own house. Hey, let me buy a new car. You don't find that. You find them struggling. They have to borrow monies all over the place. Fast cash, sometimes the month hasn't ended and they're out there begging, hey, can I borrow $500? They cannot take a trip. And to some respects, that's why some people are at the mercy of the government, because when you're in a situation like that, you're desperate and you have a way to beg a minister or government for something, then for the survival of your family, you have to go and ask for something, or you may have some expectation. Hence, one of the reasons why you do not find many Dominicans being outspoken. So a lot of people are silently suffering. And it is my job as an MP to represent the voiceless. It is my job to speak for those who wish to say those things, but they can't.
There's some politicians who can't say those things?
Well, all politicians should say those things, but people sometimes are fearful. And the type
fearful of what? Though?
Party politics. And I'm not talking about my members. We have been criticized for not having a coherent voice. So, for example, you would hear Senator Thompson Fountain giving his view on a certain issue, and Joshua comes and he says something differently on the same issue. That's democracy, and that's healthy, because what you find diverse opinions. Of course, in terms of party policy, it stays the same. On the other side, you find a party.
What about the critics who will say, though, Joshua,
yes,
that a lot of the politicians, they do not speak from the same hymnship?
Well, again, Matt, no party is perfect. And I disagree with the people who say that the United Workers Party's message is divisive. I don't think so. I think we have a very strong leader, a very firm leader. He has been consistent on message. And I do not think any one of us say things which are inconsistent or variant to what he says. What we have in the United Workers Party is a number of talented MPs and senators, and they are outspoken, and they share their views. They have been sincere. Whereas on the other side, you have a lot of artificial behavior. People having different views, but they conceal the views, and they come and appear united behind the Prime Minister, who is allowed to speak on every theme. And when you really listen to the Prime Minister, he's very shallow on most things. Of course, he's a gentleman who I respect. I went to school with him. He may be some distant cousin. I have said it already that my great-grandfather came from Vickers. But at the end of the day, I have to be sincere. It's not anything personal. But for a prime minister who has been in power for a number of years, more is expected of him. And if you were to respect the fact that he is not a medical doctor, he's not a minister of health, allow the minister of health to punctuate his issues, then that will serve the nation better. But the type of political culture we have in the Dominican Labour Party, and generally in the party system, is that ministers and party followers sometimes feel fearful. Boy, if I say something different to what the Prime Minister has to say, Mr. might chastise me. You understand? As opposed to, yes, inform your Prime Minister that you're going on maths program and let me go and express myself. We don't find that. So the practice, the whole political culture is counterproductive, and it's not in the best interest of the nation. It is for the nation now to take the initiative and demand more from our politicians.
Even if you criticize Joshua Francis, the political culture, our political culture, a poll recently is saying that the Labour Party will win or can win the next general election if one is to be called today. Your views?
Well, one, election is not being called today, neither tomorrow, as one. Number two, a poll is a snapshot of realities. It really is public opinion. And when a poll is conducted, it may not necessarily reflect the reality. It may reflect part of the reality. And by no means and measure, I wish to criticize the poll conducted by Mr. Bruno. First of all, let me say Mr. Bruno did a wonderful job. And my understanding is that he financed his own polling. And that is extremely commendable. And I want to congratulate Mr. Bruno for taking that initiative by going on the ground and taking public opinion. But scientifically, one has to look at polling. A, the methodology. What method did he use as far as gathering the information? Sampling. What sample size? Where did he take his respondents from? So, for example, in the Rosa South constituency, he may have polled 60 persons. Where did these 60 persons come from? Did they make up an entire geographical population of? Is a sample of the entire geographical population of the constituency, meaning did he get 2 persons from Egliston, 1 from Judah,
But the
5
poll was
from Nubia,
the poll from what I get from Mr. Bruno was a random poll.
Right, so there's a random poll, and generally random polling is not a bad thing. I am raising those questions to say that when polling occurs, we can ask several questions. So it is not in criticism of what has happened. If anything, I think that Mr. Bruno did a wonderful job. And from what I gathered, and I was hoping that I would get a copy of the poll, I went online to see whether I could get a copy, to no avail. But the questioning, again, you have to look at the contents of the poll. What were the questions asked? What were the questions? Are these questions relevant? So, for example, one of the questions which was asked is, who did you vote for in the last general election? Now, why would he ask such a question? Is it that he wants to see whether there has been a shift in political support between the two political parties? Is it that he wanted to prove a point that the persons on the ground they voted in favor of the United Workers' Party, Tim Dominica? I would not know. But it would appear all the questions were relevant questions, and it gave us an idea as to what is the public opinion. But public opinions change.
What is your direct view then, Joshua Francis? If an election were to be called, let's say in 3 months,
I think
what do you think would be the results then?
I think that the United Workers' Party, Tim Dominica, has a very good chance to win the next general elections. And even Alex Bruno's poll is good for the United Workers' Party, Tim Dominica, in many respects. I think that the poll is positive. What the poll shows...
Some people are very upset about it.
Well, you're going to find that, because if the polling results is not in favor of certain beholders, clearly they're going to be upset about it. But when you really make a proper analysis of the poll, even those who may be upset, a closer look would let them realize, hey, I just saw something that I did not see before. So, for example, Team Dominica United Workers' Party, the conclusion by Alex poll shows that the Dominica Labour Party will win the next election if it were to be called tomorrow. What is tomorrow? What is that supposed to mean? Is that 4 months from now? Is that a year from now? Is that 2 years from now? I don't know. Mr. Bruno didn't tell the public what tomorrow means. Is it a month from now? Is it 6 months from now? Is it a year from now? Whatever that means, I am of the opinion that public opinions can change within an hour. So generally, scientifically, a poll results gives an idea, but that doesn't mean that the poll cannot be wrong. Take for example the Rosa South constituency. Peter Wickham, Kadrek, they did their polls just before the general election of 2014. It was shown that Rosa South was a sure seat for the Dominican Labour Party. And what happened? So I am saying that those of us who support Team Dominica United Workers Party, we should not be anxious. We should not be discouraged.
You should not be broken at this time.
Not at all. If anything, we should be spirited. We should be happy. Because what the poll shows is that Team Dominica United Workers Party is on the rise. It's moving forward. It's an upsurge. Because I listened to part of Alex's submission, and one of the things he said is there are a number of tossed-up constituencies in Dominica. So there is an opportunity for Team Dominica United Workers Party to do what it's supposed to do.
You've got a gauge on the ground, or what are the constituencies that you think he's speaking to?
Well,
he mentioned Lamplain, Grand Fond, from my recollection, Castle Bruce and St. Joseph.
Right, and I think...
Have you got a gauge on the ground?
I think that the poll shows something that I thought of even before that results. I think Castle Bruce, Lamplain, Grand Fond, Maho, Roseau Valley and St. Joseph are seats which can be won by Team Dominica United Workers Party. And I believe that...
Why you think so? You seem convinced about that.
Well, but if you look at the last results, you would notice that the election results were very close. In Cassibrus, as an example, I think what separated the incumbent and the senator, the United Workers Party senator, Mr. Isaac Baptist, is just 100 votes.
And the Valley was the same thing.
Same thing. So statistically, what would be required, assuming that the same people were to go back to the polling station, Team Dominica United Workers Party would just need to convince 51 people in the Roseau Valley, and then we are the winners. Likewise in Cassibrus. Of course, you have a variable of the overseas voters, but I'm always, and I will continue to say, that the overseas voters are human beings themselves. We have to find a way to persuade them to take the ticket from the Labour Party, if that practice were to continue, and come and vote for Team Dominica United Workers Party. Of course, you heard Team Dominica and you have been hearing Team Dominica's position on the bribery and treating situation. We do not believe that any party should be involved in buying tickets for persons to come from the diaspora to come to Dominica to vote. And that is why we have referred to that as political theft. It's an immoral act. It's an unlawful act. Of course, for the purpose of litigation, to prove bribery and treating may be extremely difficult, but it does not negate or repudiate the practical motion of bribery and treating. So in other words, I see you stealing. I see that you, Matt, you enter a store and you take 2 bags of sugar or 2 pounds of sugar. You hid it in your jacket and you walk out. Now I saw it in my own eyes, and I know that you did it, and you know that I know that you did it. But eventually you're arrested. You stay silent. The 2 pounds of sugar are not with you. The police, nobody else saw. I saw, and I say, hey, I didn't see. So in that respect, you cannot be found guilty in a court of law because there's no evidence that you stole the sugar. But in reality, you stole the sugar.
Let's take a phone call.
That's what we're saying about this electoral practice.
I'm going to invite your phone calls. I have some more questions for Joshua Francis. One of the questions is the whole issue of the importation of voters in the last election. Do you think that it made a difference? I think just kind of touched on it, but I want more questions along those lines. Another phone call. Hello? Somebody was asking a question there, but decided not to stay on the line. Hello? You better call back, okay? 449-3095, 449-3096. The time is very limited. We are already on 2:22, so that means another 28 minutes. Hello, talk to me.
Matt?
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon to Honorable Joshua Francis.
Uh-huh.
I like his positive thinking.
Yeah.
I like his attitude. I like his braveness, his boldness. I just like everything that he's saying, because it's not because they did a poll and you find that and that. You just have to stay positive. That is me. That's how I see it myself.
And you think that the United Workers Party will win the next general elections?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you very much.
And I think she wanted to say, yes, we will.
Hello, talk to me.
Good
Uh-huh.
When Skerrit can pave this street in Roseau South in gold, he can never win there.
Okay. Another phone call. Hello. Very optimistic supporters of the United Workers' Party. Hello. Hello on the phone. All right. Let me ask a question. Alex Bruno, of course, the pollster in the last poll, claimed in an article that based on statistics derived from his independent scientific national electoral poll, there's some truth to the issue of the importation of voters. A lot of people believe that the United Workers' Party lost because a lot of voters were imported. Joshua?
Well, Matt, there is veracity in that statement. It's a fact that the Dominican Labour Party brought in voters from a diaspora in certain constituencies. We are of La Plaine, Castle-Bruce, St. Joseph, to name a few. And had it not been for these overseas voters, we may have very well won some of these constituencies. I like to be truthful, so I will not say that we would have won, because I do not know for sure how many voters that were brought in by the Dominican Labour Party. I believe that they brought in voters, but I do not know for sure how many voters, and therefore to what extent it affected the outcome in these constituencies. But clearly the Dominican Labour Party has been involved in the corruptible practice of treating and bribery, whereby tickets were purchased for Dominicans in the diaspora to come to Dominica to vote. One may argue that when a ticket is purchased for a person to come to Dominica to vote, we do not know for sure that the person would have voted for the Dominican Labour Party or could have voted for Team Dominica United Workers' Party. But that is not the issue.
But it would be reasonable to assume that.
It is reasonable to assume. But the issue is the practice. We are saying it is corrupted, and it is not in the interest of democracy on the island. We believe in the integrity of the electoral process, and we're asking for desist of such practice. Hence, one of the reasons why the Patriots stood up triumphantly against the passage of a bill to improvise and legalize what we perceive as treating and bribery.
You think that bill should be further suspended? Or?
I think that it should be further suspended. I believe that we need to pass again a visionary electoral reform. You cannot take a piecemeal to Parliament. You're talking about electoral reform. We're in 2017. If you really want to do something in the best interest of the nation, you bring campaign finance reform. You desist from legalizing bribery and cheating. You create a level playing field. You avoid unfair advantage. Universally, in every aspect of life, we avoid unfair advantages in areas where leadership is true to its people. We have a leadership in Dominica that's not true to the people. It's true to the Dominican Labour Party. And it's time that people open their eyes to understand that we deserve more than that. We cannot have a government that continually thinks of itself and its political legacy at the expense of the citizenry of the island. And the electoral reform debate again depicts that corruptible practice by the Dominican Labour Party. We are saying, from Team Dominica United Workers' Party standpoint, that a true reflection of electoral reform would give the United Workers' Party direct access and equal access to state-owned media houses, DBS, GIS. That's one. Two, we are saying that we need campaign finance reform. And in that respect, we are asking for transparency and accountability. It is highly inappropriate that in 2017, that the government can collect millions of dollars and the citizens have no idea where that money is coming from. It is highly contradictory and hypocritical for a country to have legislation such as Proceeds of Crime Act and Money Laundering Act, which empowers the state to go after an ordinary person where he or she has assets and cannot explain where that money comes from. We know it's a fact that the state has gone after one or two persons in Dominica, seized their assets on the ground that they do not know where that wealth came from for the construction of buildings, as an example, or for the possession of a car. And yet, in the same country, we have a sitting government, we have a party, the Dominican Labour Party, that can bring in millions of dollars to spend in a campaign, and we do not know where that money is coming from. And we have reasonable suspicion, and I am saying again, I don't know that as a fact, but we have suspicion that some of that money is dark money, meaning monies which comes
under the table money.
Not just under the table, from international crooks and criminals.
That's a very serious allegation there. 227. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, Mark, good afternoon.
Yes.
And good afternoon to Mr. Francis.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Francis, I would like you to touch on low-income wages for people that are getting the minimum wage. What you think, like, if they don't need a raise of this time of their economy? Because, like, as you said, before the end of the month, people are getting the minimum wage. They're always looking for a little loan, always looking for something because they cannot meet their commitments. So I would like you to touch on that and what you think about a raise for people that are getting the low salaries, minimum wage salary.
Yes, I may not have heard the first part of the question.
He's just concerned about the minimum wage and whether, that should be addressed.
Well, it has to be addressed, but the government cannot simply wake up tomorrow morning and say that the minimum wage is being raised. Usually in an economy like ours, minimum wage eventually rises when the economy gets better. We have a government that has focused on public spending and has not done enough for the private sector to grow. And even when work is being done for the private sector, the government puts it fit in the private sector. What we want is a government to create an environment for the growth of the private sector. And we want a government that cuts down on waste. One, we have the largest cabinet, well, not cabinet, but the largest number of ministers, the largest government in the OECS.
If you were to become a member of cabinet tomorrow, or a member of government, what would you recommend in terms of the ministers of government?
Well, we have to cut down
the composition.
We have to cut down on the number of ministers. What we have is low productivity within cabinet. Sadly to say, and again I respect my parliamentary colleagues, but some of them bring very, very little to the table. They add very little to the discussion. You hear them on the platform, Matt. They're not visionary. They don't articulate on any issue of national importance. They personalize everything. We're saying that A, we need to cut down on the number of ministers. B, we have to cut down on public waste. So, as an example, in the area of energy, we have to go into renewable energy. Things like solar energy, wind energy. The government has to find a way to cut down on that waste. Number 3, small business. Currently, we have a situation where the government is going around in different constituencies and offering people monies for small business. In my constituency, as an example, I'm happy for my constituents to be in receipt of monies. But it cannot be a serious government will simply go around and say, hey, go to Roseau, get an invoice and deposit it at the small business unit and you get some money for small business. There is no scientific process where A, it is verified that the people have a registered business. B, even when the money is given to them, you don't have a follow-up to ascertain whether that money is in fact expended in the alleged small business. Again, that's what a serious government does. If you put a pillar in place to serve as a catalyst or an impetus for economic growth, you do not simply just give money. You have to account for the money. So one, you want to ensure...
And a lot of that is not happening.
A lot of that is not happening. That's a fact. So that is why I say to you that the Dominican Labour Party is more of a political machinery. It is a well-oiled political machinery which has adopted certain policies and philosophies from places such as Venezuela. And we're seeing the result. When you have that type of political behavior and governance, eventually a country is going to suffer. Right now, we are not holding our heads because some of us are still getting benefits from the table, or we have expectations to receive benefits from the table. But we have a situation where we have an economic shallow policy. So one, the CBI program, again, we are grateful for it, but this is not really a sustainable program. This is a fragile program. It doesn't have to take much to happen in the global world, in the global context of business, for there to be a major shift or even destruction of the program. Then what happens next? In places like St. Kitts, where you have the economic program, it has cemented itself in that jurisdiction. You had real investments. Money came in, hotels were constructed, roads were improved.
And you're saying, as we speak, there are no real investments?
Right now in Portsmouth, as we speak, because we have one or two, the Kempinski Hotel and a few other hotels which are coming up. Again, who is going to occupy the hotel? I remember having an argument when we had the night landing. I'd written an article. While most people were excited about the night landing project, I saw ahead. I asked, who is going to come in? Does not night landing, I'm using this as an example. And
as we speak, I can tell you that we have less flights coming in.
Well, that is the point, Matt. You have to create a country to get people to come in the first place. So you're building the hotels. It's not like people are coming to Dominica and we have a shortage in occupancy, and therefore we have to quickly go and build because, hey, 100 people are coming to Dominica. Space. Right, 100 people are coming into Dominica, but we have only 50 rooms. So we need to build more. That's not the situation. The current hotels, as I speak with you, are suffering. They have occupancy issues. So you go up to Portsmouth and you build 1 or 2 hotels. Does it mean that a potential tourist is going to say, hey, look, they built a new hotel in Dominica, let me go to Dominica? That is not how you develop a country.
Let's take a phone call. A lot of people trying to call in. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Good afternoon to your guest in the studio, Matt.
Matt, sorry for the wait. Yes.
No problem, Matt. I have 2 points I want to make. The question of night landing, Matt. To be honest, that night landing in Dominica is a complete failure because I can tell you, leaving from St. Thomas to come to Dominica, Matt, you live in St. Thomas 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock, and you can't make it into Dominica not until the next day. So we know that already is a complete failure. Now, Matt, the question of Roosevelt Skerrit and he bringing in voters to win at the next election, Matt. We know that that is what they got to do, Matt. Now, I'm asking your guest in studio, Matt. What is Team Dominica? What do you guys plan on doing to stop that? Because definitely these guys, they're gonna bring in people to win the next election. There is no question about that. And I would really like to hear from you because they're definitely gonna bring them in. Thank you.
Thank you. Stick to that stick opinion there. More questions coming in. I want to deliver a few. Thank you very much. We don't have too much time. Time always goes very, very quickly on this Talk on the Block. Hello, talk to me.
Good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon, Mr. Joshua.
Yes.
You know, Matt, it is amazing. You anytime you come and you talk about the members of United Workers Party, they talk about the growth engines of Dominica, how they can create employment and so on. Matt, have you ever heard the other side, the government that is really running this country, ever talk about the economy or talk about, how they're going to better people's life other than just, even in Parliament, they are meeting in Parliament that they give people toilet, they give people house. It's give. That's all they're talking about, Matt. And they're not talking about putting people to work. And all Joshua and I'm trying to do now is to get us, the people, to make our own money. Who could not want that, want that for themselves? Who could not want betterment for themselves, man? Thank you, man.
Thank you very much. Another question, another phone call, 235. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Francis. We are looking forward to see you on Workers' Voice. And what you're saying there, I give you 200% for what you're saying there. Not even 100, 200. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. We'll take a break and come back after this, Dominica.
Yeah, this is Sizzla Collins and I'll be at the Newtown Savannah August 4th, Dominica. Promoted, banging. Sure. Music for the people. Yeah, Dominica, more love. Them a wonder how we do this, them grow with it and go. We jump profits, but as relax again longer. Yeah, you don't know Sizzla at the Newtown Savannah August 4th, Dominica, be there.
Bring them in, I say, bring them in. Yes, the bottles are coming, and we are happy. Menupaka wear the Guinness, the Shandy, and the Malta bottles. Pity fee. Yes, continue menese bouteille la bière one tray, but where are the Guinness, the Shandy, and the Malta? Mem consi la bière, every 24 empty $6, and every full crate is $10. Will I oye? Under the potager, in the storeroom, under the cellar, under a step, in the drain, the grass, the highways, the byways. Find them with you, and bring them in. Bring the empty ones, and get your money.
Get ready for the best water sports festival on the planet. Fest 2017, July 7th to 16 in Dominica. Kicking off with the annual happy hour, scuba diving, boat races, pool party night, kids treasure hunt, lionfish day, beach party, island-wide cleanup drive, whale watching, roast bakes and rum shop, and the return of the Xing Ping Ting. Dive Fest 2017, July 7th to 16, presented by the Dominica Water Sports Association and Kupuli.
Somebody's telling me, Matt, it is a fact. The overseas voters were clearly seen on the coaster and their winter coats in the village of Castleborough. So they brought their winter coats along. So now, someone was asking a question earlier But how can you stop that?
Well, Matt, that has been a very dubious debate in that you have the moralist saying the act of paying for tickets and bringing Dominicans to participate in the electoral process should stop on the ground of morals. Then you have the legal argument where one may cite or quote Section 55 of the House of Assembly Act, which defines treating and bribery, to state that buying a ticket for somebody who's based in New York to come to Dominica is in fact treating and bribery, and as such it's unlawful. But then you have the practical issue where to come to that conclusion, the matter has to be brought before a court of law. And as far as gathering and showing evidence to substantiate treating and bribery in situations like that, you may have some difficulties. Then you have another argument where people are saying, or some people may say, that Dominicans are Dominicans. And once a Dominican is on the voters list, that he or she is eligible to vote. And in fact, that's the law. But the law also says, and when I talk about law, I'm talking about electoral laws, that if, for example, you have been out of Dominica 5 years continually, at least 5 years continually, that you're ineligible to vote, and as such you ought not to participate in the electoral process thereafter. But what is being alleged is that we have persons who have been out of Dominica continually for 10 years or more, and because they would get an opportunity to get a ticket from the Dominican Labour Party, they would jump on that opportunity, take the ticket to come and see their friends and their family, and at the same time go and vote for the Dominican Labour Party.
And the next day, believe me, a lot of them return.
Right. So it is not in the interest of Dominica for such a practice, and that is why Team Dominica United Workers Party has been calling for a sanitization of the voters list, whereby those who have been out and ineligible will not get the opportunity to do that. But again, we have a situation where the re-registration process will give these very people an opportunity to register now. So the law is on paper, but for practical purposes, for actually putting it out in realization, we're having some difficulties. But from my point of view, from Joshua's point of view, Dominicans are Dominicans. And once we set up the legal framework in a manner that is fair, just, and equitable, we have a responsibility to persuade people why they should not vote for the Dominican Labour Party. And that is just one of the reasons. When you have a party that seems to be enjoying dishonesty and to be in the business of corruption, then you ought not to support that party, especially a Christian nation like ours. We profess to be Christians. Why are you a Christian? You're following Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the King of righteousness, the King of sincerity, the King of morality, the King of honesty. You say you love him, you want to be in his kingdom. And yet you're supporting a party that is directly involved in corruption. A party that is directly involved in dishonesty.
Somebody might say, a critic out there might say, prove it.
But again, you just heard a caller. I didn't see it with my own eyes, but you have several accounts of people having evidence of importation of overseas voters from the diaspora. We have countless evidence where the Prime Minister of this country was dishonest to us. Again, let me go back to law and reality. Some years ago, it was alleged that the Prime Minister was a dual citizen. The Constitution of Dominica says that one who gives dual allegiance, a Dominican who gives allegiance to a foreign nation, is ineligible to be nominated and elected to be in the House of Parliament. It was alleged that the Prime Minister had a French passport. He may very well have a French passport, but the court says, hey, you cannot come and incriminate yourself. We cannot ask the Prime Minister to appear in court to incriminate himself. Now, let's just use this as an example. Let's be honest with ourselves as Christians. If the Prime Minister was really honest to Dominicans and he's so truthful, he's such a man of God, and he is doing the work of God, because he says apparently he's an apostle of God. He's doing the work of God. He even says that anybody who tries to stop him to feed the poor people of Dominica would be, in essence, by implication and inference from what he says, an antichrist. So this is a man who proclaims to be a righteous man. He was questioned, sir, do you have a French passport? And to date, he has not answered the question. He has not answered the question. This is not a private matter. This is a public matter. This is a constitutional matter. To date, he hasn't answered the question. So tell me, Matt, you as a Christian, Is it that because the Prime Minister has not answered the question that you're just going to jump to the conclusion that he does not or did not have a French passport? I mean, come on, does it have to take a court of law to tell us what is truth? The court of law is just a place for a process, a judicial process, to deal with the weaknesses of man in the ascertaining or determination of truth. But it is not a perfect system, and we do not have to go to a court of law to know whether something is true or not. It's a simple situation.
All right, let's take another phone call. A lot of phone calls coming in, and we don't have too much time. Joshua Francis on point here this afternoon. Hello, talk to me.
Joshua, Mr. Francis, good afternoon.
Somebody saying good afternoon to you.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes.
Yes, Mr. Francis, I want to ask you, by virtue of how you're speaking now, you have a matter of judicial review before the court.
Go ahead.
Caller, you lost that call. I don't know what's going on. Are you still there? I suspect you lost.
And I suspect the caller wanted to ask questions about the judicial review. And again, the judicial review is a matter which is currently before the court.
And you can't speak to
I'm
them.
not allowed, of all people in Dominica, as an officer of the court, I'm not allowed. And not that I cannot, because man, I have nothing to hide. I have apps. And I want to tell Dominica one thing. Joshua Francis is not a fake. Joshua Francis is not a sham. Joshua Francis is who when you see him, that's who you see. I'm not no fake. I'm not looking for opportunities. I'm not looking for anything from the table, unlike many Dominicans who give their political allegiance to Skerrit because they're getting something, they're expecting something. This is not Joshua Francis. I'm real. So I have absolutely nothing to fear. I'm a human being. I have made errors in my life. I take responsibilities for my errors. I am not going to tell you something is blue when I know it is red. So if the public wishes for Joshua Francis to answer questions about the judicial review, the time will come. And the time will come as long as the good Lord gives me life. I will answer any question.
They may have a lot more questions for you.
And I will answer them, except that the public has to respect that everyone is entitled to privacy. So obviously there are certain questions, if they go in the private domain, I'm not obligated to answer. But for public consumption, anything that is of concern to the public, as a parliamentary representative,
you will answer sometime.
Unlike the Prime Minister of Dominica and certain players within the political field, Joshua Francis will answer. Because I am true to the people. I'm genuine.
Hello. A phone call 245.
Good afternoon to you, Marfez.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm trying. Joshua, good afternoon to you. I'm always asking some impossible questions.
I will ask you an impossible question then.
Yeah, I know the Prime Minister is a target with his dual citizenship when or whilst he was being nominated to as a PAL rep for vehicles. I want to ask you, Joshua, again, and anybody listening, why are you all not campaigning against the 2 or 3 or more persons that nominated the Prime Minister? Because my opinion, again, according to the law, the people who sign on behalf of the Prime Minister should be in jail. And I know we have laws for that. I want you to expound on that, Joshua. The people who sign on behalf of the Prime Minister to be nominated for general election. What are you all talking about? Why are you all not talking about them for that?
All right, caller, thank you very much. You want to answer that question?
Well, first of all, let me just give that caller some advice. I think that he's a little bit hot. I would suggest to him to calm down.
Right.
Because hypertension is a serious problem on the island. And when people behave that way, they predispose themselves to such illnesses. So, sir, respectfully, don't take this personal. Joshua Francis has absolutely nothing personal against Roosevelt Skerrit. As a matter of fact, I love Roosevelt Skerrit. And if there's anything I can do to assist Roosevelt Skerrit in the upliftment of lives in Dominica, I will do it. I am inclusive. I am prepared to work with Roosevelt Skerrit to improve lives. So this is not anything personal. Secondly, the question the gentleman raised, he raised that question not realizing that I used that as an example to show how opaque, to show how dark, to show how immoral, to show how ungodly some of the practices of the Prime Minister and his government have been involved in. So I didn't want to go into the legal parameters as to whether or not he ought to have been held liable for having or allegedly been in possession of a French passport. So his questions, as far as the law is concerned, That was not my intention. I wish not to go and discuss the legalities of the situation. I was simply saying that we do not need a court of law to tell us truth. If you see something with your eyes, and you see it with your own eyes, and you know that your eyes work well, then that's truth. You understand? If you hear something with your own ears, and you know that's what you heard, that is truth. Now, obviously, there's a difference between an allegation and a fact. So those of us who do not know the truth. So, for example, I told you, Matt, if you would have entered a supermarket, you saw a guy stealing 2 pounds of sugar. That's a fact to you because you see it with your own eyes. But you then tell me that's what you saw. It's then up to me to decide whether I believe you or not. But for me, this is an allegation. So that's where the court of law comes in determination of what is a fact versus an allegation. It's an allegation until you're...
We're going to take a break, Joshua. A lot of questions coming in there. I don't think you'll ever be able to answer in the short time that we have. We're taking a final question here for this break, and then we'll come back, take a break, and then we'll wrap it up with Joshua Francis. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hi, yes. Good evening, or maybe good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Good afternoon. So I have 2 questions, which I guess for the sake of time, because you're going to break, I will just ask consecutively. My first question goes back to your earlier discussion about the Labour Party bussing in people or getting people through flights, and that being one of the reasons why they've won elections, and also questioning the poll. And how valid it is or how reliable it is. And my question there really is, is there much use in trying to explain away the poll results, right? And we all know poll results, they're not accurate, but they tend to sometimes give a flavor of what's happening. So is it the best use of the UWP's energy to be questioning the poll, or should the United Workers' Party ask itself a very deep question? Why have we been losing elections after elections, right? And why do we not have the overwhelming majority of Dominican support so that no matter how many plane loads come from the United States, no matter what, the people on the island are overwhelmingly behind the United Workers' Party, and therefore we should win? Yeah. So the question for me is this: why has the United Workers' Party not figured out why they've been losing election after election?
What is the formula to win? We'll come back and answer that question after the break, Dominica. Very important question.
Sweet sounds of jazz and Creole. Dominica is calling. Unwind and chill May 28th to June 3rd at the Evergreen, Anchorage and Fortune Hotels, Urban Garden Cafe, Hotel de Champs, Atlantic View and Riverstone Bar and Grill. Then on to Fort Shirley on June 4th for a day of true nature island vibes. Presented by the Government of Dominica with headline partner Discover Dominica Authority. Visit dominicafestivals.com for more information. May 28th through June 4th, 2017. Dominica's Jazz and Creole, a smooth island vibe.
Get ready for the best water sports festival on the planet. Fest 2017, July 7th to 16 in Dominica. Kicking off with the annual Happy Hour, scuba diving, boat races, pool party night, kids treasure hunt, lionfish day, beach party, island-wide cleanup drive, whale watching, roast bakes at rum shop, and the return of the Xing Ping Ting. Dive Fest 2017, July 7th to 16, presented by the Dominica Water Sports Association and Kupuli.
by the Dominica National Lottery.
All right, here's a question that somebody's asking me. And of course, it's given the fact that I'm the one to be asking the questions, most of the questions. Why is the opposition, they ask all this question and not scared? Well, the opposition makes themselves available for the questions, and Mr. Scarrett is not always available for the question or questions. Okay, so that's the answer to your question. Okay, I don't think you were targeting Joshua in this one. But before the break, a very interesting question.
Yeah, very interesting question. But before I answer that question, I would like to add to what you have said. I think that Team Dominica United Workers Party has been honest with Dominicans. The leader of the United Workers Party, the Honorable Lennox Linton, is a very firm and principled leader, and he has made himself available to answer any question. Likewise, Joshua Francis and other members of Team Dominica. We have absolutely nothing to hide. We are servants of the people, and we make ourselves available to meet the needs of the people. And it's only fair that the public is allowed or given the opportunity to question parliamentary representatives. Now, in response to our caller, and I suspect this is a caller who I know or who I knew, I suspect this is a caller who I went to the Dominica State College, Clifton Dupini College as it was then.
Okay.
She may have done economics together with me. Very intelligent Dominican, very talented Dominican.
Like many that we know.
Right, like many that we know. Let me say that the Team Dominica United Workers Party is not really consuming its energy on the poll results. I personally believe that the poll has a lot of things that I can learn from as a parliamentary representative, and likewise Team Dominica United Workers Party can learn from that poll, because the poll is a snapshot of public opinions, and of course as a politician it's always to your benefit to know how the public thinks. And with the bold statement that Team Dominica United Workers Party may not win the next general election, we have to be of concern. We do not have the resources to always conduct polls, and here it is Alex Bruno, God bless his heart, conducted a poll. It is natural that as a party we pay attention to it, but we're not consumed by the poll. We're a party that is very confident as a parliamentary representative.
But the question I think you're missing there, Joshua.
Yes.
What is the winning formula?
Well, Matt, of course, I'm not going to make a public disclosure of all the formulas that we have, but I wish to say that a salient point that the caller made, and I do agree with her, that ultimately we have to persuade people, whether they're here or abroad. And that has always been my point. I believe in politics of persuasion. We have to give people reasons why we are the next or the better alternative between Dominica Labour Party and the United Workers Party, Team Dominica.
Are you saying you've not been doing that?
And I think that we have done a fair job, and we'll continue to do I'll take off fair, and I would say that we have done a good job. And we are only getting better. We're only getting better at it, and we are confident that the Dominican public.
Here's one of your criticisms, not Joshua per se, Team Dominica. Your messaging may be wrong. This pollster, Alex Bruno, identified it as one of your big problems. Is that true?
Well, I don't think that our messaging is a problem. I may think that probably the mode of messaging may be an issue. And that is not as a result of our problems. I think that's a problem with the realities within the political domain. When you have, as I'm going to use as an example, again, the Dominica Labour Party with quasi-dictatorial behavior has basically been in charge of the media houses in Dominica. We don't get fair and equal opportunities to express ourselves. DBS, Dominica Labour Party, in charge. GIS, Voice of Life to a lesser extent, mapping, and you just can go on and on. We get an opportunity to come on Q95, and we are very grateful. I wish we've had the opportunity to go on DBS and Kyrie, among other media houses. So Team Dominica does not have that opportunity, and therefore our message does not get the audience, the full audience as the Dominica Labour Party gets, as far as using that medium, radio. Then you have the internet probably we need to do more on the internet as far as our Facebook accounts. And by the way, my listeners, you can follow me on Facebook to see what is happening in my constituency. I have my political page and my private page. Sorry. And Matt.
Yes.
I just want to say sorry about that.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm giving you a chance to, of course, clear your throat at this time. All right. So, are you ready now?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
I think my body says it's time for lunch.
Okay.
Time to get some water. So, as I was saying, I think that our message has been very strong. We have been consistent. We have been truthful. However, we wish if we had the opportunity to be on DBS, on Kyrie.
So the media is not always available to you?
The media, there's a disequilibrium. The Labour Party has an advantage in that respect. But of course,
social media?
Yeah, I was just about to get to that. We have equal access, so there's an area we can improve. Again, we're humble enough to listen to the public and to take on board their suggestions. So moving forward, Team Dominica United Workers Party will do better in that area as far as social media is concerned. As far as the ground is concerned, going on the ground, which is the most effective means to speak with the people, I think we have been doing that, some of us more than others. So in that respect, again, there's still room for improvement. And there's absolutely nothing wrong in pointing out where we have our shortcomings. We're humble enough, we'll listen, and we'll work on the areas where we are deficient or where we appear to be weak.
All right, I'll tell you what, in the next few weeks, I'll be talking to a lot of the PAL reps, be it on both sides, if I'm allowed to, as you said. But I think, a lot of talk about election in the air, and maybe we should have a conversation with the different PAL reps and from the different constituencies. Would you come back sometime, Joshua?
Well, Matt, again, I'm making a sacrifice. If I don't say it, look, probably people who don't realize it. I have my work in my office, as an attorney. I have family business to take care of. But as a parliamentary representative, I'm a servant of the people, and I will do my utmost to make myself available to come and represent the people. I think it's important for transparency and accountability that all parliamentary representatives and those who seek to be parliamentary representatives to make themselves available to let the public understand what is your position on different things. I mean, we have not even gone as far as, Matt, you questioning me on my position on marijuana consumption, on gay rights. These are just some of the discussions. We have not even had discussions about constitutional reform on the island. We have not had discussion on climate change. You have not asked me what's my views, what can be done. Are we vulnerable? Disaster preparedness. There are so many areas we can explore. And I blame the Dominican Labour Party's leadership for the what I refer to as intellectual poverty within the political space in Dominica. And that is what we're trying to change. So while some people may say that we're poor messaging as a party, I don't think that's a problem. I believe that the political culture has not risen to the point where it appreciates intellectual discussions. I believe that we have been very intellectual, we have been very visionary in Team Dominica United Workers Party, and we wish not to apologize for that, because our ultimate objective is to elevate and upgrade the public discussion, to really bring Dominica to the level that it can be, to really let it get to the optimal level. We have to raise the discussion, we have to raise the bar. And I'm very proud to be part of a team which understands that and prepared to continue to have a conversation with the public. So I'll make myself available. I just want to take the opportunity this afternoon to say thank you, and thank you to Q95. Thank you to the listeners for being part of the discussion. And hopefully when we come back, we could have a more philosophical and deeper conversation on growth and development of Dominica.
I agree totally. Joshua Francis, thank you very much, Dominica. Thank you for listening to Talk on the Block. We'll be back on, I was going to say Monday. Monday is a big holiday. This weekend is a big jazz festival taking place, and of course all the feast in Grand Bay and Petit Souffre. Make sure you participate, and of course stay away from trouble.
Yeah, and I just want to say before you end, I just want to call on Dominicans to be responsible, to look out for yourself, your family, and your neighbors, meaning others. Try to have a very peaceful weekend and make it enjoyable. No violence, please. Remember, Joshua Francis loves you. The people of Rosa South, I love you. Dominica, I love you. God bless you.
I'll be back on your radio tomorrow morning. Thank you, Dominica. Thank you. Thank you.
Dominica is calling. Unwind and chill May 28th to June 3rd at the Evergreen, Anchorage, and Fortune Hotels, Urban Garden Cafe, Hotel de Champs, Atlantic View, Barbecue and Riverstone Bar and Grill. Then on to Fort Shirley on June 4th for a day of true nature island vibes. Presented by the Government of Dominica with headline partner Discover Dominica Authority. Visit dominicafestivals.com for more information. May 28th through June 4th, 2017. Dominica's Jazz and Creole, a smooth island vibe.
Come my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe with your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Flow is love, yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Pure happiness when we connect. Smile and cheer because it's sweet so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Them jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Them jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Independent ladies, step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. Fellas, are you ready? Step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. We're my party people. Put your hands in the sky. I. Come, my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe. Put your hands in the air, hands in the air. When I reach any party, everybody done know. Oh, oh, oh. If you think I'm crazy, it's the music that got me so. Oh, oh. We're my party people. Throw your hands in the sky. I. Come, my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Pure happiness when we connect. Smile and cheer because it's sweet so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Them jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Them jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Independent ladies, step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. Fellas, are you ready? Step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. We're my party people. Put your hands in the sky. I. Come, my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Pure happiness when we connect. Smile and cheer because it's sweet so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Them jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Them jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello.
Yes, sir. That's where I'm going to come in and just tell you. Hello. Beautiful day. It's Friday. It's Friday, right? Let me check my Samsung Galaxy there. What's the date of today? Let me check.
When I reach any party, everybody done know.
Oh, yes, it's Friday.
If you think I'm crazy, it's the
Friday, June 2nd.
throw your hands in the sky.
Win what? 2018?
Come, my friends, I need you.
No, man, win 2017. Come on, man.
Your hands in the air.
But I'm so excited for 2018 because I know it's going to be a bigger year. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's love. Yeah.
Flow is love.
Hands in the air. Hands
TGIF, and you know already.
oh, it's flow.
Thank God it's Flow.
Tell them hello.
I'm just telling you hello wherever you are. I'm telling you hello. Let me tell you this. This afternoon, plenty turbulence.
Somebody and tell them hello.
Hold on. Anti-turbulence this afternoon. This is indeed the biggest show on radio. Now, if you feel your show bigger than this one, well, just say your show is the biggest show. Not that now. If you feel your show more hype than mine, well, just say it. If you feel your voice tougher than mine, well, just say it. I feel good. I feel good like Flo's internet. Consistency. Reliable. Dependable. Words you can use to describe the most advanced broadband service from Flo. Realize how I take my time to tell you that? It's all about love. Niceness, now let's get to it now. TGIF. Wherever you are right now, we're touching you, man. We're touching you. Your boy Mystic in the building. Today is just pressure. Let's just get to it one time.
Viking. Take a chip, take a chip, take a chip, take a chip now. Hey, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, wow. We are the sound of 100,000 coming on the road. We are the vibration that you feel when the music loads. We are the mud and the oil and we come the dirty of the clothes. And baby girl, them wine and strike the electric pose. Hey. Take a trip, take a trip, take a trip, take a trip now. Hey. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it now. Hey. Take a sip, take a sip, take a sip, take a sip now. Wine and go dip, and go dip, and go dip, and go dip now. Hey. I swear we are the sound and selectors play every day, making you sway. Hey. And when the girl them say lele and shadow dingole, I hear the soul God say, we are the sound of soca. Big bad soca. Viking. Take a chip, take a chip, take a chip, take a chip now. Hey.
Take a trip with me.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, wow.
Take a trip with me right now.
We are the sound of 100,000 coming on the road.
Nato, I see you.
We are the vibration that you feel when the music loads.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Nato, one time.
Oil and we come the dirty of the clothes.
Nato say, my show bigger than yours. That's it, Nato, that's it.
Take a trip now.
If you feel your show bigger than mine, well, just say it. But I'm telling you, this is the biggest show on radio. This is the hypest show on radio.
Take a trip.
Pound for pound, no politics. Tell me.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, wow. We are the sound of 100,000 coming on the road. We are the vibration that you feel when the music loads.
Yeah, man.
The mud and the oil and we
I'm just warming you up. As soon as I done the radio,
and baby girl, them wine and strike the electric.
I'm going by Jollies. Get my vitamins, cause you know. From 5 o'clock, you could catch me outside Whitchurch for the Caribbean Flash Mob, alright? Yeah, man, we're getting you ready for the Summerfest, Summer Vibe. Yeah, man. 5 o'clock, your boy Mystic in the building.
Every day.
Dunstan is in studios. Dunstan, what's going on? TGIF, thank God it's Flo. You have like, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, man.
Today is a busy day.
I know this in.
Yeah.
And trust me, tomorrow is gonna be, oh my goodness.
What's happening tomorrow, Dunstan?
Football vibration, trust me.
Yeah, that's what we started.
Football vibration. Yes, we have a Champions League, football flowing.
Yeah.
Well, we have our own Champions League here because we have the legendary football game tomorrow also.
What time is the event, Dunstan?
Well, from 2 o'clock we banging. We be the youths and them. You know what I mean? Because the future, everything gonna be on display. The future, the present, the past, and the ladies. Everything gonna be on display tomorrow.
And then.
So we start with the kids and them. The youths on the 14s is gonna be taking the stage, taking the pitch.
14s?
On the 14s.
Okay.
Two
On
teams,
the
yeah.
14s.
On the 14s, yeah.
Okay.
And right after that, the ladies gonna take the pitch.
But Johnson, why didn't you make the kids watch the Champions League finals?
Well, the thing about it, I didn't know the date of the Champions League finals, and that's the only time I could get the stadium. So
really,
it couldn't really.
You mean that's the only date that
it was available.
That was available for a football event.
Yes.
And the stadium was predominantly, used
well,
as,
you know this scene already.
as football.
So you know this scene already.
No, I don't know this scene. That's news to my ears.
I know this scene. Well, I know this scene.
So you mean football cannot be played at Windsor Park whenever?
Well,
is that what you're saying?
We have to address that at the other time.
Why another time, Don?
Because right now we just want to pick up the game tomorrow. I want the people to come out. And when listen, it's going to be addressed.
That is why I say minus the politics.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, that.
Anyway, let's.
You know how we're going to fix?
Yeah.
When they see the kind of crowd are going to be there tomorrow.
All right, let's see what's happening. So
when
tomorrow, what's happening?
Kind of following football half.
Let's continue because I will get a little emotional because I like my sports. I like my sports.
Yeah, because Faustin talk about you,
Yeah, I like my sports.
Faustin say you was one of his best students, in the academy from way back when.
Yeah, man.
I saw you in the photo,
You saw me in the photo.
Of course, you and my partner. I was for Easy.
Robbie.
You and Robbie. The big centre back.
Yeah, man. Robert Francis.
Oh, goodness, you.
Yeah.
So you know that, man. You know what I mean? Faustin say you need you guys back in the game.
What you need to do, your next event.
Yes.
Have an old school SMA versus grammar school.
Oh.
That is what you need to do.
I take it notes.
This game will be televised.
Wait, how do I do advise?
Televised.
All right. Yeah. I take it notes.
By, mapping is here,
Of course.
And mapping and flow is one
easily.
Yeah.
SMA versus grammar school.
The original.
Everybody hearing that,
Yeah, man. The original Ajax squad.
The thing, my thing beeping already.
Yeah, man.
The internet beeping already.
The original Ajax, because SMA was Ajax.
Is that herself?
Back in the days,
trust me.
It didn't have Man U. It didn't have. It's Ajax. We were the original.
Trust me. Oh goodness, too. And they had ballers there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Ophius and them fellas and you and all the man there. Oh.
So we have a meeting for grammar school.
All right. So that's our next event.
That's our next event.
Me and you.
We're going to organize.
Yes.
That. Yeah.
All right.
That's our next event.
Good. It's set.
It's set up.
All right. So we're going to talk about tomorrow now.
Let's talk about
tomorrow. Big vibes. You know what I mean? We're starting with the youth on the 14th. Kicking it off. Then the ladies come in. And then the present national team. DFA is on board big time, and DFA has added the present national team to come on display for the Dominican public, So they're gonna take the field and show what they have done so far with the coach. Went to Guada and draw the game 2-2. So they're gonna show what they have, make the Dominica see what they have for the upcoming tournaments. And after that, the big legends taking the field.
Yes.
Coco Shoe, Solka, Earl White, Bravo.
That's about what time?
Shane Marshall. That's about like 6:30 so.
I will be present.
Yeah, man. Shane Marshall. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I'll be present and I'm coming.
Power.
What's the gate man?
Herminus Reed.
What's the gate man?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. I'm coming to trouble Mr. Jones.
Begging for a pass.
Mr. Jones used to block me from going to the Windsor Park.
You're not your alone.
Yeah, them time there,
You're not your alone.
Them time there is sweet no water I drinking.
If I pass by the gate by a major there and I see Mr. Jones there, I run in. Yeah. Immediately.
Hi, Mr. Jones.
Trust me.
Yeah.
So Mr. Jones will definitely be there.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, you can't stop me now.
And the officials, Monroe, when Monroe and all darkness taking place, the light, the park door light.
Yeah.
Darkness taking place.
Game have to finish.
Fellas saying Monroe said the game have to finish. That man's going to be in the park, you understand? Brohim, Kalai. We're going to have the great Orsil Lewis commentating.
Okay.
With my other partner there, Andy Carter. You don't know. So it's big price no mistake. I telling you, international vibration.
What's the price? What's the price, Woda?
Only $5.
We talking
all
Euro,
that football.
Euro?
EC Garçon, the Queen face.
Okay.
EC. But and all kids under like my little youth there, under 15, free of charge.
Free of charge.
Because we want them to witness that.
Yes.
Free of charge.
Yes.
So we want all the academies, Newton Academy, Wayne, George, Pottersville, Portsmouth,
everybody,
Maho, all academies. Laplin and them.
Yeah.
Come through.
Easy.
We want the kids and them to flood the place.
Nice.
Mr. Mill's gonna be there, all the ice pop and all them things gonna be there, you know what I mean? All the vendors gonna be there, everything gonna be there. We're gonna have Cyril and all the characters gonna be there, Pompey, Yeah, man, you're gonna have all them guys, Taggy and them gonna be there.
The guy from Newton.
Bronca, all the elements are going to be there. All we're gonna be missing now is Galvinage. But I feel we go get that.
Bring your own Galvin.
I feel we go bring our own Galvin. Because we must have that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah,
You know,
bring your
hit that
drum,
Galvin.
bring your everything.
I'm telling you, my
Yeah.
brother. And you know what? This song that has when the ball a near miss just above the crossbar.
Yeah.
You know the song. Woo!
Yeah.
And you all by the bridge and you feeling that.
And that is why.
And you have to walk faster now.
With the SMA now, SMA had their own thing.
Boy, you mean?
Yeah, man. We used to see shots coming from afar.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
boy.
Ajax hit, boom, and then when go just over the bar.
And everybody just, when a goal score, everybody just flood the field.
In accordance.
Boy, let me tell you, callers.
So don't send tomorrow, starts at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Windsor Park Sports Stadium.
Nice. You don't know. Football action, you don't want to miss it. Trust me, people. You don't want to miss this. And for those overseas, like Mr. Mead and them, Commercy TV will be in the house.
Okay.
Free cameras, international vibes, live commentary, getting the full view.
All right.
So that will be on. So just link up and you're going to see that game. All my guy, the LG, my partner.
Did you inform Mappin about that game?
Well, Mappin has been giving me some good support.
Good support?
Yeah, man.
Very good, very good.
My partner, Kenny.
We would like that game to be,
man.
recorded.
After that, we're going to be presenting to Mappin and we're going to play it over and over and over.
Yes,
of course.
Yes.
Definitely.
Great content.
Yeah, man,
for
brother.
Mappin TV. Mappin TV is...
Trust me, so Comsi TV going to record that and we're going to present that to Mappin.
Nice,
for Mappin to just drop that on them.
Nice.
It can be highly requested.
Nice. Dunstan.
Yeah, man.
Today's a long day.
I know that.
TGIF, thank God it's flow.
Definitely.
And just
this is how we flow. I'm flowing.
Yeah. Yes.
And tomorrow,
all the best.
All the best vibes.
Nice. So the next one we're gonna organize.
Yes.
SMA versus Grammar School.
I take no mistake.
Nice.
I tell them I think boss, Ophius hitting me up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look, Greg is hitting me up there.
So we'll do that.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna get Sir Charles to come in his suit.
Oh.
You know already. We go.
A bomb to jump on that man. Mistake, man. A bomb. We must jump on that man.
Yeah, man. Let me jump on that.
Oh my goodness, man.
Sir Charles in his suit.
And the boy listening there.
No, let me tell you.
Boy, yeah, that,
That will be a game.
We mistake by your mad. You said my brain is cuckoo there.
Don't worry about that, man.
Boy, let me get my writing pad.
Easy now, man.
Get the list. Yeah. Rob involved.
Robert. Yeah, man. Robert Tong.
Center back.
Yeah. I don't know where Baggio will play. Because Baggio go both schools, so...
You serious now?
Yeah.
Well, the principal, man.
Don't say all the best tomorrow, okay? All the best tomorrow, of course, 2 o'clock. All the legends going to be in the building.
You don't know.
It's a legendary event.
All the Sulca Minions and them, you don't know already.
Respect. This is how we flow. Keep it right, tell me back after this.
Sunday, June 4th, right after the Jazz and Creole, on Rosalie 2, Prince Rupert Tavern, at the Cabaret in Portsmouth, the place to be for the annual Jazz After Party. Presented by Heineken Beer, Flo, Prince Rupert Tavern, Sunday, June 4th, live performance by C Square, Cornell and Colin do their thing right after Jazz. Sunday, June 4th, the official, the annual Jazz After Party. Prince Rupert Tavern at the Cabarets in Portsmouth. The place to be right after Jazz. This event is sponsored by Heineken Beer. This ad sponsored by Flow, the most advanced telecommunication network in Dominica. Drink special all night long. See you there. Sunday, June 4th, right after the Jazz and Creole, on Rosalie 2, Prince Rupert Tavern, at the Cabaret in Portsmouth, the place to be for the annual Jazz After Party. Presented by Heineken Beer, Flo, Prince Rupert Tavern, Sunday, June 4th, live performance by C Square, Cornell and Colin do their thing right after Jazz. Sunday, June 4th, the official, the annual Jazz After Party. Prince Rupert Tavern at the Cabarets in Portsmouth. The place to be right after Jazz. This event is sponsored by Heineken Beer. This ad sponsored by Flow, the most advanced telecommunication network in Dominica. Drink special all night long. See you there.
and go down. 22 minutes going on past the hour. I have a feeling that Ferdines is on the line. Ferdines, good afternoon.
But Mystic, you're a brave young man, you know.
No, but you know already. I believe in the spirits, you know. The universe just,
Oh
you know what
my
I mean?
goodness. How are you?
I'm blessed for
I
dance.
love the vibes with you and Maggie, man, a while ago.
Oh, yeah, man, yeah, man,
nice
yeah, man.
vibes. But Mystique, who you
Mhm.
playing for now? Which side you on?
For when? Tomorrow?
You know what? You should answer me for that. I'm not a veteran here.
Yeah, not yet, not
You
yet.
understand? You're young still.
Yeah,
You're still in your prime.
I'll play in the SMA versus grammar school.
Ah, that is the one you want to play, the suggestion you make.
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
yes,
good
yes,
stuff.
yes.
Well, good afternoon to you, Mystic. It's a beautiful day. We're hearing about a little rain, a little showers, but you know, nothing for us to be fearful about.
Not at all.
And just want to say good afternoon to all the listeners of the program on this Friday, lovely Friday in the beautiful nature island of the entire world. How do we say it, Mystic? We live where you vacation?
Yes, that is it. Hashtag we live where you vacation.
We live where you vacation, and we love it.
Yes.
And Mystic, we're even loving more the things that Flow is doing for our customers. Remember, Father's Day is around the corner, so we'll be telling you all about Father's Day and what's going on soon. Mystic, I know you love the combo plans, and you're always pushing those, and you know, every day, you know, we're really getting some amazing feedback as it pertains to our combo plans, and we're happy that customers are enjoying it. I'll tell you, Mystic, customers seem to really like the one-day plan.
Really?
Yes, Mystic, customers really seem to love the one-day plan, which is our extra small plan for only $3.99, so you get 50 minutes, 75 megabytes of data, and 50 text messages. And again, Mystic, we always have to remind our customers that our minutes within our combo plans are actually anywhere local minutes, which means that the minutes can be used to call Flow fixed line, Flow mobile, and also third party, which is the competitor.
Yeah,
So
there's always one person who has that.
Was that Mystic?
There's always that one person who has that other number.
I told you, Mystic, you're very brave today. So, Mystic, this afternoon, as you know, and you know, as most persons would know by now, Flow Dominica Cable and Wireless, trading as Flow for the consumer brand, recently purchased Marpin 2K4 or acquired Marpin 2K4, and Mystic, we're, you know, just getting started with settling in and, you know, starting to create the synergies and everything that's supposed to work together, you know, as one company and as one team.
And talking about mapping, Chantal is in studio.
Absolutely, Mystic. So we certainly, from the marketing end here at Flow, we certainly want to give support to our colleagues and our team across at Mapping 2K4 in terms of, you know, advertising and marketing and publicizing what's going on over there. So, Mystic, Chantal is with you this afternoon, and Chantal is going to be talking to you about Mapping 2K4's exciting weekend programming. So she'll be talking to you about that. And you know, I just dropped in just to do a little introduction of Chantal on the program with you this afternoon. But Mystic, I must touch on our combo plans. You know, just reminding persons. I think that's the best thing since sliced bread. We have from the extra small all the way to the extra large. Our extra large plans gives you 1,000 anywhere minutes, 1.5 gigabytes data, and 1,000 text messages. It lasts up to 30 days. So, you know, you can stretch your minutes and your data and everything for up to 30 days for only $99.99 for the 30-day plan. So, Mystic, I'll stay on the line, but I'm going to allow you to go across to Chantal and to have a chat with her, and I'll come in, you know, in between.
Well, just go ahead. Say hi, Chantal.
Well, hi, Chantal.
Hi, Fadina. How are you doing?
I am wonderful, and you, my dear?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be on the Flow program this afternoon. I mean, it's one company, and we share the love, of course. Mystic is smiling, Fadina.
We are one.
Mystic is a smiler. Is that a word, Mystic?
Well, we you know we do it already. We create words here.
Yes, man. And it makes sense.
Right. You see, we change up TGIF already. It's thank God it's Flow.
Is that so?
Yep.
Oh, Mystic, I'm loving that.
Yeah, thank God it's
Can
Flow.
we trademark that?
Well, you know already.
So thank God it's Flo.
Yep.
And we're happy again to have Chantal on this afternoon. And, Chantal is going to share some information with us as to why Mystic customers should choose Marpin when making the choice of a TV provider, a cable TV provider. Here in Dominica, we're still the most popular TV provider, and we provide exciting programming. So, Chantal, my dear, it's over to you.
Of course, Fredina. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Marpin 2K4 Flow. I mean, it's just a wonderful package. Over 80 channels, and that includes your movie channels. Why should you try to put so much equipment in your home? And you can, it's simple. You have a nice flat screen television on your wall. You want to put a big box? No. Marpin 2K4 is the way to go. Enjoying what we provide, which is the local programming. That's where we hit it for Diner. That is where we're hitting it with the local programming.
What channels do you carry the local programming?
It's on Marpin Channel 5.
Yeah. When you say local programming, can you tell us some of the programs that are on Marpin?
Yes. I'm actually gonna hit up the weekend for you.
Okay.
That's right.
Saturday we have The Woman in Me, where we strictly talk about everything that pertains to a woman.
Okay.
And this weekend it's hosted by none other than Sharon Vidal. And it's at 4 p.m. on Channel 5. She's going to speak about relationships, footprints, sensuality. So it's everything to caress a woman on that Saturday. And I mean, when you talk about a woman...
Trying there on this afternoon, maybe.
No, today Friday there.
Oh my God.
That is why Mystic on you there.
And when you watch outside, when you watch the weather,
Yes, and Ferdinand spoke about rain earlier. I mean, is what better way to spend your Saturday afternoon in front of that Channel 5 with a woman right by your side?
Okay.
And we're not forgetting the men, later down in the evening at 7 p.m. For those of us that enjoy Cadas, we're going to replay, the 2017 Cadas competition. So if you missed the show, we have it on tape and we're going to play it for you. You can pop some popcorn, probably put on your shoes and, shake a leg in your living room or in your bedroom with that significant other. Or if you just want to call in some friends and say, let's just make a party out of it, Mystic. Saturday Night Lime.
Yeah, man, a watch party.
Of course.
Easily,
Mystic.
And that's at what time, Chantal?
That's at 7 p.m. on Saturday the 3rd of June.
Okay.
Yes. And Sunday, I mean, when you come out from church, in the afternoon, we're going to replay The Woman in Me for those of us probably who was working, on the Saturday afternoon. We're going to replay that Woman in Me. And for the Cicero Singer lovers.
I missed it, so I hope it's the 2017.
Yes, it is the 2017.
Get to go.
Bits and Bites.
Hit me up with the time.
It's at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
on Sunday. Yes.
All right.
So get that bottle of white wine for Dinah. Have it chilled nicely. And just sit and let's enjoy Bits and Bites. Of course, we're not forgetting Monday is a holiday. It's a long holiday for Dinah.
Long holiday. It's a Pentecost holiday weekend.
Right. Yes, we have Calypso swinging 2017 Calypso at 7 p.m. for Dinah. You can look at 7 p.m. on Channel 5 Calypso 2017 finals.
So all those of us who probably still have questions about who won and why,
right?
We can get to scrutinize.
They get your pen and paper and do your judging. So it's a packed weekend for our local programming at Marpin 2K4 Channel 5. So get ready. It's going to be exciting and much, much more to come. We're not going to tell you too much, but we know summer is starting. So we're going to drop things according to Mystic like bombshells right here on the Flow program. And we're just asking the listeners to stay tuned because Marpin 2K4 and Flow, we have a lot in store for you. So get your baskets ready and get ready to shop, Mystic.
Let's talk about the Afghanistan and Indian.
Cricket lovers.
We are cricket on that.
Mystic. The vibes rolling. The vibes really, really rolling. We have the Afghanistan and India tour of the West Indies. And for the cricket lovers, they actually started today. They're in St. Kitts. They're in St. Kitts tomorrow as well. So the people who love the cricket and who support West Indies, take a look at the cricket. Okay, people? Do not forget that Mapping brings you everything that's juicy. So stay tuned to Mapping 2K4 for everything that supports local. Mapping 2K4, Channel 5, and Flow with the combo. That's the deal right there. That's the deal right there.
All right, good stuff. So I think, persons have a sense of what is going to be happening this weekend on Mapping 2K4. So I think I heard you speak about the Woman in Me show playing on Saturday and the repeat on Sunday as well.
Yes.
You have the Cicero Singers. Is it Bits and Bites?
Bits and Bites.
Yes, that's correct. Bits and Bites.
Happening this weekend. Because it's a long holiday weekend, persons have an opportunity on Monday from 7 to review and relook at the Grand Calypso Finals.
That's true.
Which took place during our carnival season. Of course, Flo was the headline sponsor of Calypso, headline sponsor of Carnival as well. We take our corporate social responsibility real serious. So, and plus some cricket action this weekend, all happening on Mapping 2K4. Of course, as we mentioned before, Mapping 2K4 recently, it was the 12th of May that we officially announced that we had acquired Mapping 2K4, and you're going to be hearing a lot, as we transition into one company.
For dance.
Chantal, before you leave, I have Eric Marie, who just dropped by in my office for a moment, and Eric is having the Jazz After Party. Now, Eric is an employee of Flow, and of course, as a company, we always support our colleagues, when they're doing things, even if it's not company related. But this is an employee doing something positive, doing something good, and so the company is supporting him in this venture. And I really want to use the opportunity to tell persons, when you're done with jazz, up on the hill, come down to that jazz down below, right? And if you're not going to jazz on the hill, hey, just come hang out with Eric at the spot.
Yeah, folks, that's going to be happening big this weekend in Portsmouth at the Carbridge. It's at the Principal Tavern, to be exact. We call it the Jazz After Party.
Can you say good afternoon to all my listeners, please?
I do apologize.
I get nervous around me.
But when I'm around, I get a little cool feet.
I know the feeling.
Good afternoon to you folks. And that's the man, Eric Murray, a.k.a. Mystical from Portsmouth, doing it big this weekend at the Carbridge. I want to let you guys know, for those who don't know Mr. Mystic, the radio personality, if you come down to Principal Tavern, you're going to meet him there doing his thing live, and you're going to get all what you want from the Principal Tavern, originally from good water, labby water, shot water, chicken lunch, pork lunch, and a wide variety of drinks and eats. And of course, Cornell and Colin, we call them the C-Square folks. They're going to be giving you live music from after the jazz, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, till in the wee hours of the mornings. Folks, don't get too drunk up the hill. Reserve some money so that after the jazz, you come down to the Jazz After Party and enjoy some high-profile liquor. We're talking about Hennessy, talking about all the great wines and the great liquors we have out there. So please support the vibe, support Flow, support Eric Murray, support Principal Tavern, and let's make it big.
Before you leave, Eric, so we know it's been promoted as the Jazz After Party, but from what time do you actually open up your doors at Prince Rupert Tavern on that day?
No, we'll be open from morning,
from morning.
7:30, 8 o'clock in the
morning. All right,
good
stuff. So
every
it's not
morning
just the after party.
No. I mean, as a matter of fact, we understood that there's a limited amount of vendors going to be selling food up the hill compared to the previous years. So folks might not get the variety they be looking for up the hill. So you can always come back down to the Principal Tavern and get your variety of meals, from chicken and fries, burgers and fries, wings and fries, fish and fries, squirrel food, dumplings, macaroni and cheese. All the work's going to be served at reasonable prices, affordable, poor man, pocket man kind of prices.
Mystic, I'm just letting that Mystic know. So it's two Mystics that's there.
Yeah.
My colleague Mystic and my other colleague Mystic.
Yeah.
I want both Mystics to know that my lunch is on the house.
Most definitely.
At Prince Rupert Tavern
Oh, yes.
on Sunday, God willing. All right, Mystic?
For sure.
Mystic, thank you, Mystic. You can go back to your desk and do your work. Yes, Mystic, I just had to pull him over there for a moment, to just come and talk about that. Again, the company supporting colleagues, in their own personal ventures, it does not really matter. Sometimes that's what it's all about. So, Mystic, I'm going to go back over to you and Chantal, so Chantal can wrap up with her weekend highlights. And Mystic, I want to wish you a fantastic weekend. I will definitely see you at Prince Rupert Tavern, God willing.
Yes.
If God stay alive on Sunday. And, we will also invite persons to go out and support the jazz event as well. We are all one Dominica, and we support, whatever it is that is happening in our country, everything positive happening in our country. And remember, Mystic, as the weekend is approaching, ensure that you activate your combo plan.
Yep.
Remember, your combo plan gives you everything you need. It gives you your minutes that you can call whoever you want, whether it be on the Flow network or on the other network. It does not matter. You have your data that you can use to take your pictures, post on Insta, post on FB, post wherever you want to post them. And also you have your text as well. If you want to text somebody, let's say for whatever reason you're having some issues or whatever the case might be, or text is your preference, then you can text the folks that you want. And all you have to do is activate your combo plan and you're good to go for the weekend, whether it be the extra small plan that suits your fancy, whether it be the small plan. The small plan is the 3-day plan at $9.99. It comes with 100 anywhere minutes, 250 megabytes of data and 100 text messages. It could be the medium plan, which is a 7-day plan for $24.99. It comes with 300 minutes, 500 megabytes data, and 300 texts. Or you could go with the large plan, which is also a 7-day plan at $29.99, which comes with 1,000 minutes, 1 gigabyte data, and 1,000 text messages. Or the extra large plan, which is a 30-day plan, $99.99. 1,000 anywhere local minutes, 1.5 gigabytes data, and 1,000 text messages available only from Flow. So just make sure that you have everything you need for the weekend. And also drive safely, be careful, have fun, but whatever you do, drink responsibly and look out for the other person, and make sure we just look out for each other over the long holiday weekend.
Yes. Friends, have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Mystic.
And we will see you on Sunday.
Bye.
Yes, keep it right here, of course. Oh, we good. Let's go. Shanda, we're going to do it straight?
Why not?
All right. Just to recap, of course, Mapping TV. The free installation still applies, or promotion then?
Mystic, too much out of the bag, Mystic. We have a lot coming up. So as I tell you, we're dropping it like bombshells.
Okay. So for now, we're just dealing with
for now, we're just
weekend
dealing
schedule.
with yes.
All right. Well, before we leave, just tell us the weekend. How the weekend look like.
So Mystic, we're kicking off the weekend with Saturday, The Woman in Me with Sharon Vidal, and that's on Channel 5 at 4 p.m. And for the persons that might miss that, we have a rerun on Sunday as well, and it's at the same time on Sunday. At 7 p.m. on Saturday, Mystic, the Calypso Lovers 2017 competition is at 7 p.m. on Channel 5. Let's go down to Sunday. Probably after you cruise down after jazz, you probably just want to chill out a bit. You can take a look at Bits and Bytes. For those of us that missed it this year, Cicero Singers Bits and Bytes 2017. It's at 6 p.m. on Channel 5. Monday, Pentecost Monday. Probably you don't feel like going anywhere. You just want to chill out at home. Probably bring some friends, Mystic. Have some beers. I mean, there's a new beer, but we're not going to say too much on that. But have some beers. Chilled. You can take a look at the 2017 Calypso Finals at 7 p.m.
That's 7 p.m.
Yes, it's a packed weekend on Monday.
Is it playing earlier in the day?
Unfortunately, we have other local things happening earlier during the day.
I believe it would be nice to play earlier in the day. That would be a real party.
So you know what, Mystic? I'm going to take up that suggestion.
Please do.
And bring that up to management. And
Yes,
you never know. We can just put a crawl with that information.
And you know,
we can have it played twice. Who knows?
That is it.
Who
That is
knows?
it. That
I
is
mean,
it.
we do support local Mystic.
Because
you know,
the Calypso is a long show.
it is a long show. It is a long show, and it was a nice show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very nice show. Chantal, that's it? We touched everything?
That's it, Mystic.
All right.
Remember, Mapping 2K4 is the way to go.
Yes.
One company, one big happy family.
We are one. Chantal, until we meet again next time.
Yes, Mystic.
It was a pleasure having you
It was
right
a pleasure.
here, right now, of course. Your boy Mystic in the building. We'll continue right after this.
Sunday, June 4th, right after the Jazz and Creole, on roads lead to Prince Rupert Tavern at the Cabrits in Portsmouth, the place to be for the annual Jazz After Party, presented by Heineken Beer, Flo, Prince Rupert Tavern, Sunday, June 4th, live performance by C Square, Cornell and Colin do their thing right after Jazz. Sunday, June 4th, the official, the annual Jazz After Party. Prince Rupert Tavern at the Cabrits in Portsmouth. The place to be right after Jazz. This event is sponsored by Heineken Beer. This ad sponsored by Flow, the most advanced telecommunication network in Dominica. Drink special all night long. See you there. Sunday, June 4th, right after the Jazz and Creole, on roads lead to Prince Rupert Tavern at the Cabrits in Portsmouth. The place to be for the annual Jazz After Party, presented by Heineken Beer, Flo, Prince Rupert Tavern. Sunday, June 4th, live performance by C Square, Cornell and Colin do their thing right after Jazz. Sunday, June 4th, the official, the annual Jazz After Party. Prince Rupert Tavern at the Cabrits in Portsmouth. The place to be right after Jazz. This event is sponsored by Heineken Beer. This ad sponsored by Flow, the most advanced telecommunication network in Dominica. Drink special all night long. See you there.
Hope you can manage what you want, what you select it up when it waits. Hope you can manage what you want, what you select it up when it waits.
Not giving you pressure, want a man to like me and tie over. Don't put me in danger, boy, I want to know if you ain't nigga. Don't want nothing extra, baby, show me what a big man can do. And what a man who can let it good, set it good. I am a queen, independent. Try to have me up.
Hope you can manage what you want, what you select it up when it waits. Hope you can manage what you want, what you select it up when it waits.
Not giving you pressure, want a man to like me and tie over. Don't put me in danger, boy, I want to know if you ain't nigga. Don't want nothing extra, baby, show me what a big man can do. And what a man who can let it good, set it good. I am a queen, independent. Don't try to have me up in no scene when I'm with my friends them. Nobody ever said I should be your possession. I'm always asking if I'm ready for this session. Boy, you damn well rude. You don't know me too good. Want to light my fire, but you don't have no fire. Girl, you sweet talking. Yes, that's with melanin. You have to come good if you want to love my sugar cream. Yeah. You behind me in the jam expecting to get somewhere. Boy, to get my seasoning, this full package you have to take. I not in your small boy thing. I want a man I can hold. Boy, if you can man up, then you better leave me alone. I am a queen, independent. Don't try to have me up in no scene when I'm with my friends them. Nobody ever said I should be your possession. You're always asking if I'm ready for this session. Boy, you damn well rude. You don't know me too good. Want to light my fire, but you don't have no fire. Girl, you sweet talking. Yes, that's with melanin. You have to come good if you want to love my sugar cream. Yeah. For my pleasure you learning, but if I am not burning, you tell me you know how to spark it up, but you still not burning. Now is the perfect timing. You got my interest shifting. You can talk the talk, but to walk the walk you get stuck. I am a queen in possession. Always asking if I ready for this session. Boy, you damn well rude. You don't know me too good. Want to light my fire, but you don't have no fire. You're so sweet talking. Yes, that's with melanin. You have to come good if you want to love my sugar cream. Yeah. Not giving you pressure one time until let me entire way. Don't put me in danger, boy. I want to know if you ain't good. Don't want nothing extra, baby. Show me what a big man can do. I want a man who can light it good, set it good, even blazing.
Hope you can manage what you want. Want you to light it up when it waits. Hope you can manage what you want. Want you to light it up when it waits.
Not giving you pressure one time until like me entire world. Don't put me in danger, boy. I want to know if you ain't nigga. Don't want nothing extra, baby. Show me what a big man can do. I want a man who can light it good, set it good. I am a queen, independent. They try to have me up in no scene when I'm with my friends. Them nobody ever said I should be your possession. Always asking if I ready for this session. Boy, you damn well rude. You don't know me too good. Want to light my fire, but you don't have no fire. Girl, you sweet talking. Yes, that's with melanin. You have to come good if you want to love my sugar cream. Yeah. You behind me in the jam, expecting to get somewhere. Boy, to get my seasoning, this full package you have to take. I not in your small boy thing. I want a man I can hold. Boy, if you can man up, then you better leave me alone. I am a queen, independent. You try to have me up in no scene when I'm with my friends. Them nobody ever said I should be your possession. You always asking if I ready for this session. Boy, you damn well rude. You don't know me too good. Want to light my fire, but you don't have no fire. Girl, you sweet talking. Yes.
11 minutes gonna part to the hour 4 o'clock.
You have to come good if you
Time for flow as we represent, of course. But I encourage you to sign up for your combo plan, talk, text, and data, alright? And dial star 129, number sign send. Choose a plan that best suits you, alright? Surf more, chat more, text more. Only.
You can talk the talk, but to walk the walk.
Only at Flow.
I'm a queen.
The brand new Samsung Galaxy 8. Check them out at the Experience Center.
I'm with my friends, them.
Starsha in the background right here. Firehood. She's gonna be performing 246 Caribbean High. Saturday, July 1. Get ready.
Boy, you damn well rude. You don't know me too good. Want to light my fire, but you don't.
Check me out from 5 o'clock. We're gonna be right outside Whitchurch. Caribbean Flash Mall from 5. Happy hour prices. Pure niceness, man, as we get ready for 246. Nice and easy from 5 o'clock. We're doing it, man. Your soca passport. Join me. I'm gonna give you the world. You done everything solid. Listen now.
In a deep sleep, awakened by the dragons, kept you hidden here with me. Was not prepared